How are we, guys? Welcome to the official first game of the season. Fuck the other two. Sydney lost as well, so who gives a fuck about that? How are we tonight? Ugh. How are we, guys? Welcome to the official first game of the season. Fuck the other two. Sydney lost as well. Alright, I think you're good as well.
I think so.
See how we go. I think we're good. Lolcow's 75-point win to the Blues. I hope it's an interesting game, but I've got some doubts over that.
Oh, I think this could be an absolute drubbing.
Yeah, you sound alright. Alright, cool. Alright, so players just entered the centre of the ground. Did you see who won the toss, or are they still working it out? So,
You don't still figured it out.
But I've got some doubts over that.
Yeah.
You don't give Richmond any chance tonight. You don't even think maybe if...
No, I don't give them any chance tonight.
Alright, so players just entered the centre of the ground. So bounce in about just over a minute. So the traditional first game of the season, Tigers v Blues. I'd love to see Richmond cause a big upset tonight because that would make it very interesting. But it's going to be very tough for the Tigers. A lot of lesser names today. By the way, I do apologise if I get any names wrong for the Tigers. There are so many new names on their team that I'm going to struggle early on, I think. But I think we'll get the hang of it pretty quickly. Subs are Sam Doherty for the Blues, and it is for Richmond. Fuck, who is the sub? Tyler Sonsie, which is a bit surprising. I thought maybe they'd give it to a rookie, but...
I think that's a good idea though. But I think I know a lot of teams this week have actually put them as the sub, the debutant players. So I think it's going to just chuck them straight into the game.
So Sam Lawler, of course, in his first official AFL game, was injured in his practice match game, and thought there was concerns over him playing in round one, but good to see he's out there. It looks like the Tigers got the experience in the guts first of all. Taranto, Hopper and Camden McIntosh are all in the middle of the ground with Toby Nankervis, and for Carlton right in the middle, DeConing, Walsh, Cripps and Chera. So a great lineup of players to get us started here for the official round one traditional matchup. Tigers v Blues. It's a new era for Richmond. Can they get it started with a great win? Can they cause a big upset? Here we go. DeConing with the first tap. Taranto runs after it. Cripps got it up well. DeConing at the back. They work it well there to Cowan. He gets a bouncing ball out towards the wing. I forgot to hit the timer. So the Tigers work it forward for the first inside 50 of the night. High up and under. Neither could mark. Stays in bounds. Lawler can get his first touch here. Did well. Got the handball clear. Now the Tigers working it forward inside the forward 50. Couple fly side with the clearing ball. So out on the outer wing, Mackay did want to get the handball inbounds. Walsh gathered it well. On the back, nice to Chera. And now the Blues working forward now. Low ball, good mark down low was Cottrell. So Cottrell just goes to the wide ball here. Finds Mackay. Probably just too far out to score. Maybe with a bit of an arc, he can maybe make the distance. So Harry Mackay is going to wind up here. Going to set up to the top of the goal square. One-on-one's in there. Went up. There was Trainer. Couldn't mark. Runs it towards the bout through for a rush behind. That's the first score of the night.
I think that's the most stupidest kick in football. That is. Kicked it 10 out in the square.
Yeah, it wasn't really needed. It was a waste of a kick, really. But Tigers did well there.
You think that the big forward would have known better than just kick it 10 metres out?
So Jaden Short, one of the few more experienced players down back, gets the kick out. Going back with the flight there was Haynes. Couldn't get his first touch though, Wiedering. Handball's a little bit too hot for Hewitt, but he did well to gather it. Gave off the handball to Evans. First game for him for the Blues. Goes long with the kick. Good spoil coming across there. There was Ben Miller. Knocked it out of bounds. Did really well there. Hasn't played a lot of games, Miller, but is one of their more experienced players now. late draftee Ben Miller, 25 years of age. Hasn't played a lot of footy, but now he's locked down that spot in defence for the Tigers. So Blues, inside their forward 50 to Koning, just throws Nankervis to ground. Linking up through hands here the Tigers. Vlossen sends a high ball on the wing. Wiedering did well. Big matchup tonight, Wiedering up against Tom Lynch. Huge amount of responsibility on his shoulders. So now Cowan. In fact, no, it's Camperali. So here's a touch for him. He goes high and long. Nankervis sits underneath it and takes a good mark. And loses a shoe here, Nankervis. Is his left foot. He's going to have to put it back on.
He's just waiting.
Umpire does give him a bit of a reprieve there. Just put it back on
sympathy,
for him.
Yeah.
Bit of sympathy.
But it's that's what the Koning needs to stop all night, really, because he's always putting himself in the hole, Nankervis. So that's one thing he does need to stop.
So spoiled down there from Silvani. Roved well there from the Tigers. High ball goes in towards the middle of the ground. Couldn't be marked there by Mansell. He tracked it down nicely. In the guts of the MCG. Sends it long. Looking for his big spearhead. Great mark. Going back with the flight. And the Tigers, an opportunity to get the first goal of the night. I think that was Seth Campbell going back with the flight there. In fact, it's Jacob Bauer. So another one of the lesser names here for Richmond tonight. This is what the Tigers fans would love to see. A couple of the younger guys getting involved. So this guy played for North Adelaide, I believe it was last year. Got picked up as a mid-season draftee, Jacob Bauer.
They need to get off to a good start here, Richmond.
It's Jacob Bauer. Not much angle, not much distance. Hooked it to the left-hand side. So first score of the night for Richmond goes from Jacob Bauer. So Adam Sarr going to take the kick in here. Takes a bounce, takes his second bounce. Just starting to get his tally up nicely for the season. 3 bounces inside 30 metres. Nice little kick across his body there, finds Cottrell. Just on the defensive side of the wing, gives off the handball. Wasn't the greatest. Put Camperali under all sorts of pressure. Got the handball away back to Cottrell. Great pressure from the Tigers early.
Ooh, and
Jaden Short knocks that out of bounds.
Ooh. He just gave him an absolute suicide handball there, Cottrell.
Yeah,
great way
didn't really hit Camperali very nicely.
Great way to start your debut game.
Yeah. He's had a few touches so far though, Camperali. Doing okay. So true centre wing out of side of the MCG. Nankervis with a tap down the front. Cripps to Chera. Had a good pre-season. Works it back to Camperali. I think it's his 3rd touch already. Handball wasn't the greatest there for Hewitt. Locked up immediately. It'll be another ball up. It's a good start from Richmond. They've definitely locked up nicely at stoppage. So back we go. Nankervis. Tap that one out on the full. Was it touched? It was touched, the umpire said. So it's going to be thrown into play. So Camperali thinks had 3 touches so far already. Had a brilliant game in their pre-season matchup against GWS, so he got his debut straight away. De Koning took it out of the ruck, tackled heavily, got the handball away though. McIntosh got the headband on. Don't mind the look, to be honest. Hopper over to Taranto. Walsh with a bone cruncher, slammed him into the turf. Camperali bodylined it, did well. Good tackle there from the Tigers, and lock it up once again.
Getting himself in it early. Nice to see from the kid.
Yeah, he's been around it a lot so far. His brother in Ben is on the injury list at the moment for the Blues, so unfortunately couldn't debut for the Blues tonight. Great mark there from Mackay coming up. He wants to go immediately. Gives it off to Walsh. He cuts one way, then another. On the outside, they work it. The Blues inside their forward 50 on the lead up. Very nice to Zach Williams. Had a bit of time last year up forward, Zach Williams. They've had a little bit of trouble trying to find that small forward to try and capitalise on goals. Can Zach Williams be the answer? This is great work, though, on the wing. Walsh just treading water just momentarily, just not wanting to bomb long. And then a great little lead up there from Zach Williams.
Yeah, they've got to find different options at the moment with Kerno out, and Mackay was up the field then today, which was a good move. So then they had to lower their eyes to somebody.
So Zach Williams, he'll kick from just outside 50, about a 45-degree angle. Runs on a bit of an arc. He'll come back. Is it going to come back enough? Doesn't look like it. And it's just out to the right. So now Vlosten will take the kick long on this outer side once again. Goes long side. Probably should have marked that one. It was a pretty big sitter. Gives off the handball to Hewitt. He sends it high once again. Running back with the flight. It was Francis Evans. Couldn't take it. And Vlosten, as always, takes a good mark. Oh, the kick across goal wasn't the greatest at all. Blake Acres cuts it off.
Don't need that from your experienced defender. No.
Vlosten's kick wasn't good at all. Just left it up way too long.
And he absolutely knew it once he kicked it. He didn't kick it more to the boundary. Yeah.
Did well there, Blake Acres. That was very nicely to run in between the arcs. The Blake Acres. Been a bit of a journeyman in his time. A chance here to kick the first goal for the Blues this season. He comes in, holds that right goal post a little, but that's a good finish. And the Blues are up and away.
Yeah, it was a nice kick. He just had to capitalise there. You could say it's an unforced error from Boston, and just got to take all your chances early in this game.
Just stayed at that teasing distance there, Blake Acres. As soon as he saw the kick was coming off, did very well, yeah. And a good finish there from Acres. So back in the middle once again. Nankervis has been doing well so far at the stoppages. Just needs to get it down to a couple of his midfielders. But so here we go again. Nankervis with the tap down. One-handed. Hopper got the ball away somehow. Did it well. And now Ross. Handball on the outer. They can work this forward here. The Tigers now. Nice looking ball. Couldn't mark it in the air. I think it was Armstrong. So he sets it up to the top of the goal square. Numbers there with the Tigers. Couldn't mark it. Haynes wrapped up. Tigers can almost raffle this one if they could just find a clean man. Lynch spun a 360. Handball on the backside. Chera off to Ollie Hollins. And he goes clear with the kick on the one-on-one for Fogarty. He did well. Did a little spin move, which was nice. Off to Lord. He goes inside with the handball just in time. Umpire gives him a little bit of leniency. Hollins. And now they can work it with Camperali. Long ball. Got an arm held there, Mackay. And now it spills out of bounds through Jaden Short. Just a little bit messy there from Richmond. They had a couple of opportunities, but just couldn't find a clean player. So it looks like Jacob Blight's got the big match up against Harry Mackay tonight. Tap down from Nankervis. Looking for the clearance. There was Lord. Turned it over though. Short. Working it through the middle now. The Tigers. Ross off to Taranto. Great little step. The kick inside the forward 50. A bit of a floater. But McGovern reads it well. So McGovern plays on. Off centre half back. The low dart through the middle was brilliant to Mutlop. Had a good pre-season this guy. Kick inside 50 was very nice.
Ooh, is that 50?
And it marked by Brody Kemp. Being shoved forward this year. Showed some great signs against the Eagles late last season. Looks like he's been turned to a forward now. Great kick here from Motlop as well. Vlosten did his best. Made him earn it. No chance to give the Blues get their second.
It was definitely part of McGovern just playing on straight away, straight down the guts.
Yeah, the problem with that kick was it wasn't very good from Taranto. He had a bit of time. He just had to find an effective kick. They had a couple of free men inside the forward 50. Wasn't the greatest.
Yeah.
So Brody Kemp straight in front, 30 metres out. Shouldn't have too many issues. Unfortunately, he's hooked it left. Kicked it a bit like a defender.
I guess he didn't have enough time in pre-season there.
Yeah.
To get a good forward routine.
Wasn't the greatest kick coming off the boot there from Brody Kemp. So Short just works it towards half back. It's a nice looking kick to the Tigers.
Off the work.
Jacob Hopper has it. Important year for Jacob Hopper now. Was expected to come to this team and wanting to go and win premierships. Unfortunately, that's definitely not going to be the case for a while. He's one of the experienced midfielders now. The kick wasn't the greatest coming outside of D50. Wiedering cuts it off now. He goes long towards Kemp. Couldn't mark. Vlosten in front did well. He'll get the free kick as well.
Ooh. They're struggling to get this out into the forward half here, Richmond.
They've been going on this outer side very regularly. I don't think they've even come on this commentary side so far. So he just goes laterally. Short ball to Miller. In fact, no, this is Luke Tranus. This is his first touch. Not a great looking kick. Had too much on it there for Vlosten and fisted out of bounds. Yeah, like Camperali. Wasn't a great kick there from Trainer, but that's okay. He'll work into it. Another one of their high draftees. Nankervis with the tap down. Taranto tracking it, did well. Gathered it. Kick on the outside. A bouncing ball to the one-on-one. McGovern happy to tap that out of bounds. There's Sam Lawler near the footy. You think he's only had the one touch so far. Looks like he started forward up against Mitch McGovern. Tap down from DeConing. Taranto out the back. Fumble there from the Tigers. So Chera drives it forward. Towards half forward. Motlop kept the front spot. He'll get the free kick. Did it well. So Motlop is just outside the forward 50. Probably too far out to score. Looking for a couple of lead ups here. He may just have to drive this one long though. He's going to set it up. Oh, hang on a minute. Goes in short. Nice play there from Jesse Motlop. Telegraphed a long ball, then just let up nicely. Matt Cottrell.
Cottrell just stood there, just waiting.
Yeah, just held his position and did well there, the Blues. So Matt Cottrell. Been an important player for them for quite a while now. Opportunity to kick the Blues second. He just runs over 50, kicks it long, looks pretty good, and the Blues have two. So a good start for the Blues. Had a shaky start, but they've started to get into their work.
Yeah, Richmond just... Yeah, Jesse Motlop did that really well then.
Yeah, you expected him to go long with it, but then just waited for Cottrell to find that little bit of space. Did it well.
Vlosten hasn't really had a good first quarter here.
Yeah, he's made a couple of mistakes.
He let Cottrell have too much space there. Not really the best 10 minutes for the most experienced player.
He's probably just thinking about having to cover everything at the moment, which is probably not the best part. Just has to play his role, and the rest will follow. Takes it out of the ruck there, Mackay, and goes for a bit of a run. A little bit too easy. Straight out the front of the stoppage. Long ball. Spoiled away from Williams. Hit the ground. Who's there first? Tigers have numbers. Did it pretty well in the end. They work it nicely. Off with the handball. McIntosh looking for the 1-2 here. Handball back to McIntosh. The linking up okay. Have to hold it up there, Bauer. Kick across the body and kicked out on the full. Unfortunately, the Tigers couldn't get it to go work there. They linked up okay, but then just unfortunately worked themselves into a little bit of hot danger. So Walsh works it back to Haynes. Looking for the switch here with McGovern. So just holds it up here, the Blues. Kick inside to Chera. He's had a few touches so far. So now Silvani goes with a wide ball looking for Holland. Sat on his head a little. He did well with the mark though. Got a couple of options inside. It's a low kick to Cowan. It's a nice looking ball. He wanting to go, doesn't have a lot of options. He's just going to drive it long, top of the goal square. Looking for Mackay. Great work from Blight. Should get the free kick.
Should, yeah, it does.
Great work there from the young guy, Jacob Blight. So he gives the handball off to Short. Don't know about that. Nearly slipped over. Got the kick away though. Up down the wing and Wiedering. 1-2. Got it.
That was just a really dumb kick by Jaden Short. He just kicked it to a 3-on-1 there. Like, he's not giving them no hope.
Got to give a couple of the kids a chance. Goes back to Haynes. Dangerous kick and push. That'll be 50.
Surely. Oh.
Benefit
of the doubt.
Umpire's giving the kids a little bit of a chance. So Haynes wants to go for the swish once again. To Silvani. Interesting to see if he likes this role in the back half. He's looked pretty comfortable so far. Finds Fogarty up on the lead. About 80 out from the goal. He's going to wind up. Sets it up here for a couple of flyers. Coming across there was Camperali. Couldn't mark. Numbers with the Tigers. Broad. Not the greatest looking kick, but works it well. Did it well. So now the Tigers want to go on the commentary side. So Armstrong now with the footy. Nice kick inside. Kind of got the Nan Curvis sort of kicking style, like that. To Ross. And now the Tigers want to go long with it. High ball. Great effort. Coming across there was Bauer. Inside the forward 50. Had too much on it for Lynch. He has to track it back here. And unfortunately, missed the kick. And it goes out of bounds in the forward pocket.
But this is probably the best option. That they did go out inside forward 50 for him, even though it wasn't a mark. Nico just can really use his body work if he's here. Doesn't look like it though.
So it looks like Tom Lynch is in the ruck here up against Jacob Wiedering. So here we go. Wiedering with the tap down. Hit the toes of Cripps. Underneath it, Cowan locks up a tackle. Ball spills out. Walsh, Wiedering about to get tackled. Good tackle. Should be rewarded. Play on. Lord out the back to Haynes. Further forward, the greatest handball, and they've turned it over here, Carlton. Handball, went to ground there. I think it was Trainer. Turned it over, back to the Blues. Long down the wing was a nice looking kick there.
No, they're lucky.
And down low was Mackay.
They're lucky there, Carlton.
So Mackay on the wing. Goes long inside the forward 50, 2-on-2. Miller got a fist onto it, but Cottrell read it on the ground. Over the top with the snapping ball towards Fogarty. Yeah, got numbers here, Blues. They just have to work it out. Kemp in the pocket, dribbling ball towards goal, and he missed it to the right-hand side.
They're unlucky there, Carlton.
At the numbers, just Kemp couldn't find that angle to get through the big sticks. So Richmond just at half-back now. So Sam Banks has it on the outer side. Been a lot of talk about him potentially playing as a half-back this year. He goes long with it. Wiedering read that all day, and he's going to do that all night if Richmond don't find a way around him. Bit surprised they haven't chucked Lawler into the middle just yet. Cripps takes it out of the ruck. Handball towards Hewitt. Probably has too much on it. Keeps it in bounds. Only momentarily, though. So a huge crowd at the MCG. I'm actually not too surprised, but I'm a bit surprised that there was like that many Richmond fans there. It is the first game in Victoria for the year, though. Tackle. Slung to ground there was Lord. Diving in and under there, the Tigers trying to dig it out there as McIntosh got it out well. Taranto got tackled, then dropped it. Umpire calls for play on. Lawler wrapped up by Hollins.
Like, how is that not holding the ball? Taranto just dropped the ball.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't call that, to be honest. So now the Blues have it on the outer side. Short little lead up was nice to Williams. Williams is going to set it inside the forward 50, out the back. Oh, his own free kick. Brody Kemp will get it. Nathan Broad just trying to cover too many players at once. It's a great kick there from Zach Williams, though. And Nathan Broad, not much he could really do there. It was a good kick.
They're trying to move the ball quickly here, Carlton, which is what's putting the defence of Richmond out of place.
So Brody Kemp, he's had 2 shots on goal, 2 behinds. His last shot on goal was a pretty simple one, which he hooked to the right. This one a little bit more difficult. 45-degree angle, about 35 metres out. Brody Kemp comes in. Looks pretty good. There's his first goal of the year.
I think if he missed that, they would have to chuck him back. If he misses 3 in a row, there's no point of keeping him in the
I think you don't persist with the move if he misses 3 in a row. So that's a good finish. But he definitely looks like, when he played that game last year against the West Coast Eagles, he did prove some good signs as a forward. He does offer something different for Carlton, so interesting move for them. It looks like it could work out. So looking at the early touches so far in this one, leading disposal getter on the ground is James Tresize. He's had 10 touches so far, linking up nicely. Got the most on the ground, Adam Chera and Jacob Wiedering with the next. Chera with 6, Wiedering with 5. So Tresize getting quite a few touches so far. So DeConing up against Nankervis in the ruck. DeConing goes up high. Not an effective tap. They work it out of the Blues. Lord, he'll get the clearance here for Carlton. Inside the forward 50. He's going back with the fluck. Couldn't mark one on there from Cripps. Cottrell dropped it. Umpire circles, but nothing paid. And Blues can raffle it. Think Williams got the last touch. And there's going to be another one for Carlton. Well, umpire has missed an absolute shocker. That was obviously dropping the football.
Like, how long does he need to give before he gives that? Like, yeah, nah, that's unfortunate for Richmond.
Good play here from Cripps to bring it to ground, but Cottrell has just dropped that on the ground. That's fucking deplorable. They'll say it's knocked out in the tackle, but fucking hell. So Zach Williams kicks the goal in the end. Wouldn't have really mattered even if he didn't. If there was about 4 of them tracking it towards the goal line. Zach Williams would have got there first anyway. So back in the middle we go. From the tap down. Hopper trying to get a kick away. Lord did well to push him underneath it. Hewitt. Quimperoli shut down. Did well there, Mansell. Ross about to get shut down himself. Got the handball forward. The Tigers trying to link up here. Handball wasn't the greatest towards Nankervis. Ross did it well. Looking for the 1-2. Fumbled. Needed to do a little bit better. Now Lawler. Handball forward was nice. Handball over the top. Missed his teammate though, Campbell. And now clearing ball from Cowan. Sitting underneath it. Couldn't mark it. There was Hopper. Hollins gives it off. Working it forward there, the Blues. But it runs out of bounds. So Carlton, dominant start. Couple of opportunities there for Tigers, but they just fumble at the crucial stage.
Yeah, it's what you're going to get with such an inexperienced side, unfortunately.
Yeah, big stage of the MCG as well. Then Curvis with the tap. McIntosh wrapped up by Chera. And it'll be another ball up. Tap down from Nankervis. Hopper tried to get a kick away, was slung to ground. Did okay though. Walsh inside, give to Hollins. Great tackle! That'll please the coach. He just let it go. Umpire calls for play on. Trainer, Nankervis. Handball to Rossi. Fumbled again. Lord thumps it forward. It gets out the back. Mackay, who gets there first? Miller. Tracking back. Last line of defence. Did it well. And the kick was nice to McIntosh. They've shown some good signs, the Tigers. It's just been the fumbling probably cost them a few opportunities at goal.
They're not giving themselves any favours by just kicking it down the line here. They've just let Wiedering just do what he wants.
Long ball. Good mark.
There you go.
There's the number 1. Sam Lawler. That was a great grab too. Likely type. Looks like the Dusty Martin mould. He works it short. Tigers out on the outer side here. So Jack Ross has it. He's had a couple of fumbles so far. Needs to work his way into it. He's one of the more experienced players, Jack Ross. So he runs to the perimeter of the boundary line and sends it high. Oh, Curtis sits underneath it.
They all jumped and
everyone went up. Then Curvis stayed down and took a grab.
I think it was McGovern, wasn't it, that jumped over?
Yeah, McGovern went across, just couldn't get anywhere near it.
Oh, that's a lovely mark.
That's a good mark there from Lawler on the wing. And then here it is again.
Yeah, that's horrible by McGovern.
I don't mind the work from Armstrong there, just pushing him underneath it. But Nankervis, he's the big leader of this side now. Can he come in and kick their first goal of the season? You bet he does. So the Tigers' first goal of the season comes from their captain.
There's just going to be a lot of... they're just going to need all the experience they got.
A lot of learning curves. They're just going to have to work through it. Sometimes they're going to get beaten at plays like that. But that was really good work there from the Tigers. Down the wing, Lawler working it. Instead of bombing long, he did actually show some composure. He just kicked it short. They tracked up the ground. And even though the kick inside forward 50 isn't going to get them many goals, every now and then it will come off lucky. But you can see in the midfield, Camden McIntosh has never been an inside mid. But you can see they're like trying to put as much experience in the core and then trying to get it out through there. So back in the middle we go. DeConing probably wouldn't be too impressed by that either. Then Curvis has shown good signs so far. Back in the ruck. DeConing with a tap down straight to Cripps. Wrapped up immediately. Tigers can work this forward here. Nankervis. Time almost stopped around him. He works it inside the forward 50. Oh, the Blues spoil each other. McGovern got the tap away. Almost turned it over. Mansell dropped it. Working it through numbers. Ross, great turn. Just has to work it out here. Working the handball. Bauer turned it over. Hewitt gives it out the back. And now the Blues can clear. Long ball down the wing. Oh, went down the stairs there. I think it was Mackay.
Yeah.
Tracking it well here, Richmond. Out the back to Blight. Oh, he did it well there, Jacob Blight. Runs on the wing. The kick not so great, though. Turned it over.
He had a moment like he was just a midfielder, then he realised, oh wait, he's a defender. And he just
Came off the outer side of his foot there from Jacob Blight. So Hewitt works it short to Cripps. Minute 38 left in this first quarter. Been a pretty entertaining start. The nice kick inside. Found Cherry. He's had a good start to this game. Big pre-season, Adam Cherry.
Just hopefully he doesn't get hit by injury like he's been so much in his career.
So he's going to set it up. Top of the goal square. One-on-one's up there. Spoil gets out the back. Williams just has to keep his feet. But Francis Evans poached it and gets his first goal in Blues colours. Bit of a surprise pick-up late in the piece. Got delisted by Port Adelaide last year. Carlton gave him a lifeline. Gets in round one. Kicks his first goal.
Yeah, just got out the back and
Just a bit of an
Evans
issue.
was there.
Bit of an issue for Richmond is the fact that they're leaving it very much one-on-one.
Yeah,
There's not many numbers getting back, and like that's the issue again. Like they keep. I mean, that's what 2 goals out the back already, maybe even 3. So they've got to be careful on that. Good goal there for Francis Evans though. Like, this took a lot of time for Cherry to get the ball in, but the Tigers still couldn't get numbers back. Like, these 2 players on the outer wing, or 1 player on the outer wing,
Yeah.
just has to find his place at the back there. But good goal nonetheless. Late stages of the first term. Hewitt looking for a free kick, didn't get it. Nankervis, great tackle, locks him up. So huge crowd at the MCG. Great to see footy back in Melbourne. AFL was still reluctant to say anything about getting rid of opening round. In fact, they were pleased with it. DeConing with a tap. Clearance there from Cripps. Should have marked that one. Goes short, try to tap it forward. Ball pinging around, eventually found by Taranto. Gets it forward on the bounce. Couldn't trap it there. The Tigers forward. Now the Blues going with the clearing ball. Good kick to Akers. Maybe a late chance here for Carlton. Akers on the wing. Sends a high ball towards 50. Numbers here with Richmond. Broad. Went up with the one hand and got the fist on it.
Yes, it is. Ooh, no.
Umpire calls for a boundary throw in. So Camperali for the Blues had a really good start at 6 touches. Looking at the other side though, Tresias for the Tigers with 10 touches in the first term. So 40 seconds left. Tap from Nankervis. He's had a good start. Straight to Williams though. Fumbled. McIntosh about to drag him down. Did well. Well, I've liked Zach Williams so far in this game. I mean, it's been a bit easy, but he showed good signs up forward.
And Luke Trainer's on him now, so proves the hot hand for Carlton at the moment down forward.
So throws it back into play. Nankervis fists it down. Free kick's going to be ripped out here. Who's it going to? It's going to be a late call. Looks like Patrick Cripps is going to get it. So Cripps, he's got Akers with a handball. Low dart finds Mackay.
There's no way he was on the mark there. Like, that's really pissed poor by the umpire.
So Paddy Cripps just letting know Mackay that he's only got about 10 seconds left.
Well, we started the season off very well last season.
Kicked the winning goal in the first game of the year for the Blues last year. Can he give them their 6th goal of the first term? These are the ones you probably would mark him down to kick. It's not one you'd really expect him to go back and nail, but he's left it at the left-hand side and he's actually not going to score. So there is the first term done and dusted. First quarter of this traditional game, of course. Richmond up against the Blues. Richmond showed some good signs, but Carlton definitely the better side going into quarter time. Carlton lead at 5-4 to 34 to Richmond 1-1-7. So let's have a look at the statistics quickly, guys, while we're waiting around. Not that one. That's the one. So I'm just trying to find the names. I've been getting them wrong already. So sorry, but that's just going to happen. Dan Curvis with the 43. He's been really good so far. Adam Chera with the 35. Cooper Lord's had some good signs so far. He's had 31, 4 tackles as well. That's good. George Hewitt, ruled by Carlton players so far, as you would imagine. So Jacob Tresize there with the 10 touches. Good signs from him. He's had 24 fantasy points. Looking at some players down the line. Lucas Camporali with the 6. People who are watching on that. Taconing with the 17. I think Dan Curvis has dominated him so far.
He's had a few taps, Taconing, but he's not doing anything around the ground,
which is what he needs to do.
Yeah.
And Sam Lawler there, number 1 pick with the 14, took a really good mark early on. Is there anyone else really noteworthy? So the subs are Doherty and Sonzi, for anyone wondering. But really no other players of note, I would say, on the AFL fantasy point of view anyway. So we'll go back here, steady for the second term. Oh, good. Won't say, you know. Oh shit! I better check my AFL fantasy team and see if they're all greens. Oh yeah, I was gonna say they haven't updated it yet, but that's about right. They've sort of updated it. They haven't cleared everyone's score yet either.
Have they updated any scores on it?
No.
No, they're not.
Not doing it on the fantasy app. It doesn't look like yet. Oh, you kind of got your score up the top, 286. Which I don't really get how I got 286. Oh, because they counted those 2 guys from round 1. So they've fucked it up, kind of. They're kind of giving these guys scores when they shouldn't have. Oh, doesn't matter. I guess the AFL fantasy app's a bit fricked at the moment, but you can't really expect much more. Oh, guten Tag. Who are the 2 people who tip Richmond for this game? Out yourselves now in the chat. Seriously. I'm sorry. I would like to have seen some sort of upset, but let's be real. I didn't ask who you want to win, okay? Just waiting for the second term to get underway. Interesting signs from the Tigers early. I've liked the look of Tresize. Dan Curvis obviously been brilliant. Looking more at the kids though. I like the look of Jacob Blight. A couple of things that he's done so far. Do you want to bring me that Pepsi in the fridge? Jack? Can I bring that Pepsi in the fridge? So players starting to move back into position for the second term. Carlton looking the better of the two sides so far, as you would expect, but I've seen some good signs from the Tigers so far. Sam Lawler took a really good mark on the wing on the outer side early, midway through this first term. All right, people are lying to me. People keep on tipping Richmond to win the game. It's scaring me. What is wrong with you guys? I'm sorry. So players starting to move into position for the second term. Looks like we've got a couple of different players inside the guts here for the Tigers early. Thomas Dow moving into the middle. But here we go. Second term about to get underway. Yep. So second term is underway now. DeConing with the tap out towards Motlop. Coming through the front of the stoppage here. Kicks it long inside the forward 50. Good mark going back with the flight. Jacob Blight once again.
Both key defenders are actually starting this game really well, I think. But at both ends of the field.
Built like a brick shit house, Jacob Blight. I'll give you that. Goes with the kick out wide towards Nankervis. On the tap down, did it nicely. Handball forward, turned over by Tresize. DeConing. Got a handball clear to Walsh. Haynes over the top. He can work this inside the forward 50. The kick, a little bit too up-ish. Good work from Blight again. Handball from Miller, turned it over. Kemperali out the back to Nick Haynes from 50. Great smother! That work there was Tresize once again. So the Tigers working it out until Blight falls over and just smartly just accidentally falls out of bounds. I don't mind Blight. He's done a couple of good things so far.
Yeah.
So back in the ruck, Nankervis with the tap. Tresize trying to grab it. Dow with the clearing ball. In front, should have marked that one there, Bauer. Dropped it, Haynes. Goes in with the pressure though, did it pretty well. Now Lawler, ducked his head, handball inside was nice. Tigers can work it now. Handball, good to breaking tackle there from Dow. Up and under ball, will hit 50. Numbers here with Carlton. Wiedering takes the mark.
He's got to do better there, Lynch.
Sitting up for a while now. Lynch probably went back to the square a little bit too early.
He's just got to give him some sort of option. With such an inexperienced team, everyone's going to be looking at him. So they've got to be looking... Yeah, he's just got to lead towards them.
So Zach Williams has it. The kick up the wing for Cripps. Good mark. Taranto probably has to do a little bit better there. So Cripps gives off the handball to the running McGovern, who sends it long. One-on-ones everywhere. Short got a fist onto it. It gets out the back. Motlop gathered it. Good tackle from Banks. Going after it. Fogarty at the back to Akers. Got past the tackler. Handball inside the Cottrell. Good pressure here from Richmond. Lock it inside the forward pocket of the Blues.
I just thought when it had Jesse Motlop written all over it, I just thought he was going to do something special there.
Just couldn't get away with it, unfortunately, there, Jesse Motlop. From the stoppage again, DeConing with a tap down. Cripps up against McIntosh. Did it well. Spun out of trouble. Kicked down the wing. Turned it over. Went to play on and he's gone.
Surely.
Well on there from Steely Green, and now the Tigers can go on the counter. Long kick towards Lynch in a one-on-one. Great work from Wiedering in the first attempt. Wiedering got a high one. Did that well there, Lynch.
I thought it was very well there by Wiedering. He knew he was done, but it was just a professional free kick that was.
So now Tom Lynch, too far out to score. We'll see what he does here. He hasn't got a lot of options leading up at him. He's going to have to set this one up, it looks like. Oh, tries to dodge around Wiedering. Don't know about that move. Did it okay in the end. Banks feigned a handball and then took it out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't really like that.
They just look very tentative to bomb long there, the Tigers.
Because that's where you would want Lynch to be, but he took the free kick.
It had to be Nankervis something. Nankervis had to just somehow get down there.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. You want him in the kick if it comes out quickly, though. So Nankervis, he has to be the everyman now, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So back of the stoppage, tap down from DeConing. Chera got a handball away. McIntosh did it well. Banks handball underground, wasn't the greatest. Taranto turned it over. Walsh didn't really look, just kicked up the ground, turned it over again.
Very sloppy.
Yeah, there's Jacob Blight, our boy.
He started very sloppy the second quarter.
So Blight, that's better from Richmond to switch the play. Miller doesn't have anything on this outer side though. It's a nice little kick over the top to Vlosten. Working this up slowly at the Tigers. Just a bit better. So short sends it long. Fucking hell. Long ball for Lynch. DeConing couldn't get there. Wiedering. Oh, that's a bit deliberate if you don't mind.
That's insufficient. That's insufficient intent. Ooh.
And Curvis put on enough pressure, but Wiedering did that. You know exactly where he's going.
Curvis coming right at you. You kind of run away, don't you?
Yeah, you don't want to get hit by the big guy. So throws it back into play. DeConing up against Stan Curvis. DeConing took it out and then handballed it towards Sard. Didn't really get down to it. Eventually picked it up. Jumped up really quickly. Off to Lord. He's being held. That'll be a free kick. So the Blues want to take the advantage here. Can they work it well? Here they go. Akers off to Sard. He's going to go for a bit of a run as he loves to do. The kick wasn't the greatest. Makes Motlop have to go track it down. He's about to get around. Great tackle from Flossen.
Beautiful tackle, and he's
grabbed him by the dax. Locked him up. Should have been rewarded.
How was that knocked? Oh, that's
great work from Flossen. Looked like he was dead for all money. Somehow, clinging on, got him.
What else do you want?
And the Richmond Tigers fans not impressed.
Oh, that's unbelievable how that's not paid.
Tapped out from Nankervis. Cottrell got boot to ball. Went about 5 metres. Won't be paid. Oh, hit hard there. Up the front there was Banks. And be another ball up. It's going to be a free kick, in fact, to Richmond.
And they're still going to...
Couple of jeers around the ground there from the Richmond faithful. So Broad has it. So Banks had a few touches so far. Seems to be enjoying his role. Short kick there from Broad. Just went to 15. Umpires were hot on that in opening round. So Taranto. High down the wing. Towards a pack of players. McGovern read that well. Tapped it straight to ground. Went to ground as well. Then McGovern went. Kemp wanted him for a handball. Walsh to Cowan. Just jammed it on the boot. Smothered as he kicked it. Tapped inside. Smart from Akers. Lord. Up and under sort of kick. Blight sent underneath it. Spoiled by his own man. Walsh tried to spin out of trouble. Threw that away almost. Ross trying to gather it. Lord playing for the free. Taranto did well. Hopper wrapped up, slung to ground. In fact, it was Ross. Ooh. In and under. May have got a knee to the back there, the Tigers play. I think it's Jaden Short. It is. He's okay, though.
Jesus. The pressure's coming this quarter. Oh,
Lynch.
Fuck.
From a tap down, Cripps couldn't get there. Chera with the spin. And now Cripps held as he kicked it there. I think it was Adam Chera. Come back to him.
I thought it...
It's been paid downfield, only like a couple of metres, so it's not a big deal.
Be interesting.
Fuck. So Cripps, about 65-70 out from goal. Looks like McIntosh has got the match up on him tonight. So Cripps turns around, beats McIntosh, sets it up to the top of the goal square. Tigers have numbers. DeConing coming across, couldn't mark. And now the Tigers can break away through Dow. Didn't really look, just went with a clearing ball, but as Wiedering will do for the rest of his career, what he's done before this point just takes the intercept mark.
Very poor. Like he just hurried. Yeah.
Had a little bit more time.
At all. No composure at all there.
So the Blues just holding it up a moment. Just on the forward side of the wing. Works it out wide to Wiedering's, racking them up nicely here. Goes to the low ball inside. Went and marked it there, Cooper Lord. He played on, but he thought it was touched. He played on. Umpire said, no, it's okay. He's shown good signs so far, Cooper Lord. They give a little bit more responsibility in this one, playing a little bit more midfield time. So Cooper Lord. 8 touches so far, 6 tackles. Making Michael Voss notice him. So an opportunity for the first goal for him for the year. Ran a huge arc and kicked it exactly where he ran. Fisted from Nankervis. Straight to the danger zone though. Williams nearly got there. Camperali got the ball up. Motlop wrapped up by Banks, got a kick away. Was touched as he kicked it. Trainer with the clearing ball on the bounce. Did it well to cover it there, Silvani. The kick was turned over. No, in fact, it's gone to Camperali. Goes long. It's going to be stayed in bounds only momentarily. Fisted through for a behind.
I did the tech thing. Very unselfish there. Interesting thing we looked at there for Tom Lynch.
Probably. Koenig came off okay pretty easily, though.
Yeah, but it's always the start of the year, so you just never know which way they're going to go.
A bit of a munging kick down the wing. Mansell got a handball out the back. Short, just had to jam it on the boot. Down the wing. Oh, big hit! Play on. Looks okay. We'll have to get back to that in a moment. The kick inside the forward 50. Good cut off there from Nick Vlosten. Ollie Hollands, tough as nails, got straight back up. Harry Armstrong coming the other way. Both players' eyes for the footy. Great to see. And Silvani back at the footy just knocks it out of bounds. Big hit. So it's 28 points to the margin. Richmond have done well in this second term just to stop the score from going too far against them. Hopper spun a full 360, got the Campbell away only just maybe. Banks got the kick forward. Lynch, good read. Off to Lawler, great little stiff arm. Got the handball out the back to Dow. Got the handball just, did he? No, yes he did, the umpire said. Lord off to De Koning. Sends it high towards the 50. Numbers here with Richmond. Good mark from Miller. You see Richmond are trying to set this up nicely in the second term instead of just blasting long down the line. They're trying to set it up a little bit better.
Oh, yeah, they're just... Oh, jeez.
That should be 50.
Was he getting high there, though?
Trainer has the footy here right on the Telstra logo, halfback. So he sends it long. Looking for the one-on-one. Couldn't mark in the air. There was Tresize. Kick forward from Akers. Turned it back over. So Vlosten has it at halfback. He's going corridor. It's a dangerous looking ball. He's looking for Taranto. Camporale did well with the spoil. Walsh feigned a handball. Decided to go with the kick to Motlop. Don't know about that kick there from Vlosten. Trying to invent something, but just had too much on it. Too much airtime for Taranto.
I like the idea. It's just they're already... I don't know. It's a very aggressive tip. They got to try something though, Richmond. They're just... kicking it straight.
I mean, if you're going to go corridor, you can't just leave it sitting on Taranto's head. That's all I would say. And Vlosten's better than that too. So Jesse Motlop hasn't done much so far, but big pre-season. A lot of things expected for him this year. So Motlop just runs over the 50-metre line, comes in, holds that right goalpost, and just misses. So still no goal in this second term.
Just the inaccuracy of them at the moment.
So Short will take the kick in here. He's going to go long. Bit of a helicopter ball. Not the greatest looking kick. Spoiled out the back. Richmond have numbers here. Nankervis took the contact. Handball inside to Hopper. Only run one way. Try to break a tackle. Got the handball clear. They work it through numbers through Dow. Now Short. The wide kick. Dreadful kick. Goes out of bounds. Runs out. Not a great kick.
Well, this is what Nankervis needs to dominate here. He's got De Koning on the bench with the suspected head knock.
Be interesting to see if he's coming off with the concussion, is it? With a concussion test. But Mackay's in the ruck now. Nankervis went to ground. Neither ruckman could get near it. Runs out the back of them. Try to break a tackle. Did it well. Nankervis threw it away. Great pressure there from the Blues. Hollands to Akers. Back to Hollands. He'll go for a bit of a run. Short little kick on the lead up was nice. He hits up Kemp. So Kemp goes more corridor. Nice looking ball. Cripps had time to fumble it. Give off the handball to Lockie Cowan. He's only kicked one in his career. Now he's got two.
Very poor by Richmond there. There's no...
So De Koning currently off. Unknown if he's off with a concussion test at this stage. He did get a head knock a few moments ago. But a good kick there from Lockie Cowan.
Yeah, I think he's going to have an HIA. Looks like it. Yeah, that's...
Bit unforgivable there from Richmond, I got to say. So 35-point leaders here at Carlton. Should be a free kick against Mackay here. Just runs straight into Bauer and knocked him over. So their second ruckman at the moment is Jacob Bauer. Don't know about that. Gives off the handball at the back. So now Richmond can work this one forward through Trainer. High ball. McGovern read it well and cuts it off. Kick down the wing. Little nice option. Found Williams. In fact, it's Lockie Fogarty here on the centre wing. Gives off the handball. They work it up through numbers here, the Blues. Held off only momentarily. Gives it off from Akers to Hewitt. Sets it up. Looking for Mackay. Got out the front just. Trainer wrapped up by Cottrell. He's going to be gone here. Oh, Jesus. The umpire are very lenient on the holding the ball tonight. Jesus Christ.
Maybe a bit of sympathy for the first gamer.
Oh, I guess, but Jesus Christ. You got to give the kid... You can't give him that long.
Yeah.
Tap down from McIntosh. Cripps gave the handball at the back.
Walsh
Batman to Robin. Nails it. Great work there, Sammy Walsh. Great finish from the stoppage. That's textbook stuff from the Blues. And this has got a bit of an earmarks of a bit of a thrashing coming here. Carlton have dominated this second term without putting it on the scoreboard. Conan coming back onto the ground now.
But it looks like
It's Brody Kemp's coming off for the doctor, so...
That's... They've got their experienced midfield and they're just getting dominated from the clearance and stoppage at the moment. You just look at that from Paddy Cripps. It's like, he just rips it out of it. Hopper couldn't do anything with that one.
So 9 minutes to go in the second term. Carlton took a while to get a goal in this quarter, but now they've got two pretty quickly. Take the lead over 40 points. DeConing takes it out of the ruck, gave it to Cripps. A little bit too hot there for Hewitt. Now Taranto sends it forward. Bit of a spiral ball. Couldn't mark there Mansell. Dodge pass. One out a handball option. Decided to go himself. Sets it up to the top of the goal square. All on his own is Tom Lynch.
You think he should have just left that?
I think he probably should have left that, but...
I think it's nice to get his confidence up. He has played very minimal games in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, they said the last 2 years he's only played 4 games in each.
Mm.
So Tom Lynch took that on the goal line. Could have left it for Mansell to let him have a goal, but Tom Lynch says, look, I'll make it a certainty, right? It could have bounced anywhere. So Tom Lynch on the goal line kicks the goal, and the Tigers have their second. He's had a wretched couple of years, Tom Lynch, with injury. Playing in round 1. Such an important player for them this year. Kicks the goal. Well, he's lucky he set that up for a goal, Mansell, because there was a free man on the handball. I mean, he did well in the end, but that's pretty unforgivable from Carlton, I'm going to be honest, leaving a player on the goal line.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had Steely Green as a handball option, decided to just set it up. That could have bounced and missed.
We'll just say it was the team play, because he didn't do it the first time, so he just decided to pass it then.
Yeah.
So in the end, he's a team player.
So back to 35 points from the stoppage. Taranto at the back to the quarterback in short. He sets it up now towards a 2-on-1. Couldn't mark in the air, was Armstrong. Running after is Campbell, but Akers taps to his own advantage and turned it over. Campbell running the wrong way, but he did it well in the end. Sets it up inside the forward 50. Carlton. All the numbers have spoiled each other here. Haynes and Wiedering, new teammates, just working themselves out. Almost turned it over. Haynes just took the clearing ball. Lord did pretty well. Camporelli at the back. Holland's in the back pocket. Goes down that wing towards the 1-on-1 in Cottrell. 1, 2, short stole it from him. Back to Hopper. Hopper's kick inside. Wasn't a great option on the toes. Works it okay. Lord. Tackled well by Short. Mackay. Handball towards Camporelli. Bit of a suicide handball. Green locks him up. Got the handball away. Chera wrapped up on McIntosh. Not before he could get a handball away.
Oh.
Hopper did it well.
Hopper
Goes the other way. Hopper. Oh, they're paying their front of the legs, aren't they?
Oh, they actually did. I thought they weren't going to pay it, and I was going to say good decision. He went for the ball. Like,
his hands got the ball as well.
You want your players going, like, come on.
George Short wasn't even going for the footy. He just left it. we ever going to get the ball back to George Hewitt? There we go. So Hewitt just going laterally here to Silvani. And he goes up the guts. A little bit too easy there to Williams. Good 70 metres out from the goal line. He goes in short. Cripps went up. Gets out the back. Broad. Has a lot of time. Did well. A little bit of composure shown there by the veteran. Handball over the top. And now the Tigers can clear. Long ball towards Bauer in the one-on-one. Hits the ground, runs out of bounds. Good work there from Bauer. So Kemp, looks like a knee-on-knee situation there with Jesse Motlop. Kemp came off second best. He's been taken off the ground. Not the greatest signs there for the Blues. Sam Doherty named as the sub tonight, surprisingly. Nankervis couldn't take it. Hewitt tried to give the handball, turned it over to Nankervis. He just sent it high. Blues have the numbers here. Haynes, one. Couldn't grab it on the second attempt. Wiedering. Just stands there. Everyone passes him. Gets the kick long down the wing. Good work there from Fogarty. Hits the ground. Tracking it here is Nankervis. Couldn't do much about it. To Koning inside. Gifted it well. Off to Hewitt. Sends it inside the forward 50. Richmond have numbers. Blight again. Had a good start, Jacob Blight. He's kept Mackay goalless so far. So Blight sends it down the wing. Up went to Koning. Couldn't mark. Hit the ground there. Hewitt. Haynes about to get wrapped up. Should be rewarded. Umpires are so leaning on holding the ball tonight. And it runs out of bounds.
I think they're just got to do something different here, Richmond. They're just going down the line, and it's just not working. Both Haynes...
I did like the way they were doing it early in the second term. They were starting to chip it around, trying to work. I guess maybe they did turn it over a bit, but I like that, prefer it more than this.
Yeah.
He dropped it as well there, George Hewitt. Taranto looking for a free kick, not going to get it. Richmond fans not impressed. 6 minutes to go in this first half. Richmond pretty gallant in this first half, I would say. They could have been smashed. They've done pretty well to stay close. Well, close enough, I guess. Chera can get this ball working forward here, just on the 50. 1-2. Broad couldn't mark it on the third attempt. Lord dropped it. Fogarty turned back inside to Williams. Low ball towards the teeth of goal. Good work going back with the flight. And punched through by Tom Brown. Did that well. Last line of defence there for the kid. I have been impressed by the Richmond the young defenders today.
Yeah.
So on the commentary side wing, Hollins just takes the contact. Good tackle from Armstrong. Locked him up, ball up. He's made some good solid hits so far, Harry Armstrong. From the contest, try to get it out of there, Taranto. Dow did pretty well to break past a couple of tacklers. He got a high one. They'll take the advantage here through Hopper. Sends it long, looking for the one-on-one. It's Tom Lynch and Haynes. Did well there, Haynes. Spills out of bounds, about 65 out from goal. Brody Kemp about to make his way back onto the ground. A little bit of an injury concern earlier, but wasn't knee-on-knee contact injury, so he's ready to come back on. But Richmond in the last 5 minutes or so, just when Carlton was starting to threaten to blow this game out, they've stayed close enough.
It hasn't helped from Carlton that they've been very inaccurate in front of goal.
Yeah, exactly. Nankervis with the tap towards Hopper and Walsh. Walsh broke past his opponent, then hit the ground. Turned it over to Nankervis. Taranto, handball, wasn't really the greatest. Lawler slapped it back towards Nankervis. Tried to get the stiff arm, but Cripps wasn't falling for that. They pay that one.
And that one's paid.
I mean, I think it's there, but fucking consistency would be nice. Captain on captain. Patrick Cripps says, I've got you covered. So back to Wiedering. They're going to go for the long switch. Over the top now. Cowan went to go, then realised he had no options on this outer wing. Has to wait. The kick on the head of Evans. It gets at the back of him. Broad did pretty well. And got a high one as well for his troubles. So ticked in the red time in this second term. Nathan Broad has it on the outer wing. Kick inside. Finds Miller. If Richmond can get another one here just before half time, I think they'll give them a lot of confidence going into the second half.
Yeah.
High ball up and under once again. 1, 2. Silvani beaten well there by Lynch. Handball inside to Ross, missed him. Lawler got a handball clear to Dan Curvis. Back to Sam Lawler. Over the top with the handball to Mansell. Slapping it towards goal. That's brilliant from Richmond. In fact, it's Jack Ross with the finishing touch. But that is some great work. And get those yellow and black and yellow fans really excited in the stands. Lawler did really well just to thread through a couple of handballs. Seeing the Richmond experienced players try to get him involved as well, which is good to see.
Very nice by Lawler.
Well, I said he'll give him a bit of confidence. I mean, they've got time to get another one here, Richmond. The one thing that could creep into play here for Carlton, I know it's very early on in the season and everyone's 0-0, but they could get a little complacent. They have dominated this first half and they're only up by 5 goals. He's had 11 touches in this first half, Jack Ross. He's had a good start. He had a very good practice match against Richmond a couple of weeks ago. So back in the middle we go. Nankervis with the tap down towards Walsh. Hopper did okay. DeConing tracking it. Oh, got hit right through the middle there. Richmond a lot more tougher in the last few minutes. Banks goes for a bit of a run. He has to get rid of it. Oh, the kick's not the greatest at all. Put it on the head there of Dow. He did pretty well to gather it on the end. The tap down from Brown. Got a high one there, Dow. Richmond have lifted. They're working on the outer side now, the Tigers. The low dart found McIntosh. Well, for all the dominance in the first half from Carlton, Richmond are threatening to get another one. McIntosh goes long. Out the back is Lawler. Can he get there? He's got Haynes tracking him. Hit off the toe of Lawler. Trickles out of bounds. I know he's the first pick and everyone's got eyes on him, but you just want him to get a meaningful touch here.
Yeah.
So 3 minutes still left in the second term. Richmond have kicked the last 2 goals. Nankervis with the tap. Coming through there was Ross. Picked it up nicely. There was Lynch. Wrapped up, ball up. So umpire throws it back up once again. Nankervis trying to take it out of the rock. Sock it out of midair. Oh, the goal score's going to run through!
Is it there?
I think it is. Toby Nankervis has kicked the goal. Something out of nothing.
Oh, Nick, just keep it a minute.
Toby Nankervis been best on the ground, I think almost by everyone in this first half. He has been absolutely brilliant, led from the front.
He's definitely the best for...
Definitely best for the Tigers.
Yeah, that was a magnificent...
He's got 2 goals as well, Toby Nankervis. He's done really well in this first half.
Love to see it. Yeah, that was definitely the goal.
Got a nice little off break, it looks like, there from Toby... Oh, no, that would be a leg break there off the left, yeah. Got a nice little leg break, that one there, Toby Nankervis. Shane Warner would have been proud of that one. Well, they've kicked the last 3 goals, Richmond. They've actually made this somewhat... When the game looked like it was about to blow apart, they've done really well, Richmond, to stay in touch.
Yeah, they can't get... He's dominated definitely in the ruck here, Nankervis.
From the ruck, you get a free kick here to DeConing. Nankervis knew it as soon as he gave it away too.
Nankervis was on the run.
So DeConing will get the free kick here at the stoppage. Nankervis quickly tracking his way back to be on the end of this one, hopefully for him. So DeConing sends it high. Numbers here with the Tigers. Couldn't mark them. Mackay Broad. Gathered it. Got the kick away. Hit as he kicked it. Umpire should give him a little bit of leniency. He won't though. Yeah. Fucking idiot. Broad just got smashed as he bloody kicked that away too. You knew it was going to happen though. Akers, he may have the length in him here. He's just going to go back, though. Back to Cowan.
They're just going to set this up well here, Richmond. They've got a lot of time to do it.
So Silvani has it. He's going to set it up. A little bit of a lower ball towards the top of the goal square to Koning. Had hands on it. Couldn't mark. Nankervis tried to spike it away. Feigned the give there, Hopper. Gave it to Taranto in the end. Inside give to Brown. And off go Richmond. Ross just sends it high and long. Makes someone chase it. He wants Lynch to go. Silvani underneath it. Lynch pushed him away. Got the handball away somehow to Bauer. Keep it in front of him, young man. Oh, he let it go. McGovern did nicely. Silvani got rid of the handball.
I think he tapped that.
And the experience wins out. Sard off to Cowan. Inside, they got numbers here, the Blues. Williams Links up here with the one-on-one. Cripps treading water momentarily. Gives it off to Hollands. Minute and a half left. Has he got time to find an option? He goes for the longer one. Miss. Motlop absolutely cooked him. That gets out the back though. Motlop and Blight. Can Motlop break around and get some magic off? Cottrell back to Motlop. Inside, check side. Missed it.
Oh, Motlop, it was so open then. That was really poor by him.
Absolutely cooked him there, Ollie Hollands.
He's normally a good
decision maker
normally
too.
a good decision maker there, Ollie Hollands. It's just very weird that he didn't hit him. And he would have hit him. He's a very good user as well.
So Short has it with a minute left. 25 points to the margin. Richmond have been exciting late in this second quarter. Long ball to Koning, couldn't mark it. The ground Akers trying to get it forward, and it's out on the full. So maybe Richmond with a late chance here. It will be Nathan Broad. He's going to set this one up long, you would imagine. Unfortunately, they just haven't been able to switch it very effectively a lot tonight. So he goes long. 2-on-2. Went up way too early there to Koning. Should be a free kick in there. Curvis just decides to become Rover. Kicks it long towards Lynch in a one-on-one. In fact, it's Wiedering.
I marked that.
Umpire wasn't in a good position to see it, though. He marked that, Jacob Wiedering.
No, he did. No, it's right. It did hit the ground.
Maybe it's a good decision from the umpire, in your opinion. So back in the ruck we go. Nankervis, he's dominated so far. Dropped the footy, then picked it back up. Somehow spit out to Banks. Quick hands off to Taranto. He's setting it up to the pocket. Is it in bounds? I think it's in bounds. But Mansell couldn't mark. Runs out of bounds.
I thought it was a bad kick, but landing right there was the best option for Richmond.
So 36 seconds left. There's a chance here for Richmond. So throws it back into play. Nankervis taps it down. McIntosh held, flattened. Play on. Ball up. Ooh. Thought it was in the back, but umpire said no. 28 seconds left. Can the Richmond get a late one here? Tap down from DeConing. Sard went to ground. They got a soccer off the ground somehow. Cowan with a clearing ball. Towards the boundary line. It will skip on towards Mackay. Came off his toe. Did it run it on the full? Must have hit the line. Jacob Blight trying to fool the umpire. Wasn't falling for it. Jacob Blight. One of the great young guns so far we've seen. Tap down from Nankervis. Chera kept it in front of him. McIntosh tracks him. Chera breaks past 1 and 2. Did brilliantly. The kick.
Dropped it.
Maybe not one for the highlight reel. Inside now. Ripped hard there from a couple of Carlton tacklers. And locked up in the centre square. I think that will be our halftime scoreline. Credits where credit's due. Richmond have done really well in the second term just to keep in touch. And they're going at halftime just down by over 4 goals. Well done from Richmond. They looked like the game was threatening to be a blowout midway through that second term, but Richmond stayed strong, led by their captain in Nankervis. And at halftime, the Tigers down by 25 points. Carlton 7-8-50, up by 25 points over the Tigers, 4-1-25. All right, guys, we're back in about 20 minutes or so with the second half. G'day guys, welcome back to a new episode of the Boundary Riders podcast, episode 103. So much to talk about today. The start of opening round is G'day guys, welcome back to a new episode of the Boundary Riders podcast, episode 104. And of course, with round one approaching, we have a lot to talk about today. Some new signings that have been announced across at Essendon, some tragic injury news to cover, Collingwood getting away with what seems to be a little bit of favouritism in my opinion, and so much more. So let's not waste any more of your time. Let's roll the intro and get straight into it. Welcome to the Boundary Riders podcast, your one-stop shop for all your AFL content needs. He looks at his options, and Jack Ginnivan says, boys, you brought me to the club to do just this! But this guy has flog written all over him. From a tap down, Reed sprints away from Petrarca, leaves him in his wake, takes a second bounce, takes a third. The sheer arrogance of Harley Reid. Finish the job, young man! So let's get into the footy news from the week that was. So So guys, of course, as you can tell, my brother is not here today. I think this is the first episode he's missed since episode 101, I think it was. So he's been in for a couple of weeks, but I've decided to drop him. He was kind of lagging behind, and you know what? It's round one, so we have to get the big guns in. Me. But anyway, no, he had work, I think, or something, so that's all right. I'll carry the podcast today as usual. And just before we get into the full podcast, as you can see down below, last chance, join the AFL tipping comp, join the AFL fantasy comp. We've got about 100 people in between both of the competitions, which is really exciting. So if you haven't already, links are down below, or just follow the code for the AFL fantasy, and the instructions for all that are down below. So get excited, join everything that I asked, because if you haven't, you can't have a chance to win a $100 gift voucher to the AFL store. I know it's such a massive prize. I can't believe I'm going to actually survive eating that week if I can't afford a $100 gift voucher to each of those stores, but each gift card. But anyway, let's get into the episode. So we'll cover some news topics before we get into the major stuff that I wanted to talk about. So some news that rolled out today. Essendon have re-signed Brad Scott. So they've extended his contract to lead Essendon until 2027. I thought this was quite interesting because he hasn't really done much. Now, I'm not saying that he's not going to be a great coach or he's not been a decent coach for Essendon so far, but he hasn't got them to finals yet. They haven't done a lot, Essendon, so I was a bit surprised that Essendon was so keen to re-sign him. And I'm very interested to see how Essendon go this season, because we'll get to a little bit of injury news later. But yeah, Peter Wright has been ruled out indefinitely with injury now, so they're going to have to really heavily rely on players like Kako and Caddy up forward, which, you know, I mean, good to see some young kids playing for the Bombers, but to have to rely on these guys for goals this season, it's going to be very tough, considering they already lost Stringer, who was the highest goal kicker last year. Cole Langford's still a great player, but who else is going to kick their goals? I'm going to be very interested to see, because you can't rely on a guy who's a first-year player and a second-year player to kick, if they can kick 20-plus goals each, I think it's a pass mark for a first-year player. So, I mean, if they get more than that, that's just bonus, but I don't really know what Essendon are going to be able to do with that. I think the fact that I put them in 17th, I think that's very well. I can't see that happening. I don't know how that happened in my ladder predictor, because I predicted every single game. Wasn't really like I was picking on like what my feeling was towards the games, not so much like, I've got Essendon a bit low, I better put them up a bit more to make people feel better. So, but then when looking at it, I was like, how the hell are they going to finish 17th? I'd be very surprised if that happens. So we'll see what happens. They're a real conundrum for me. I don't really know where the Bombers are going to finish, but we'll just have to wait and see. Let's move on to some injury news, and tragic story here. Just came out today as I'm recording on Tuesday. Lincoln McCarthy has yet again ruptured his ACL. He played in the practice match against the Crows. I thought maybe he was on the comeback trail, but unfortunately he has done another one. He's out indefinitely. I'd expect it's going to be another 12-month injury. Really unfortunate for Lincoln McCarthy. Played in that 2023 grand final. Missed out, of course, on the premiership by 5 points. Had to sit on the sidelines, watch his teammates win a grand final in 2024. And now in 2025, they're expected to do big things as well again, the Lions. And unfortunately, he's going to have to sit on the sidelines again. So tragic for Lincoln McCarthy. You feel really sorry for him. Brisbane will get around him. Hopefully he can return at some point, but it's looking a lot more unlikely, the fact that he's going to be able to return to football, in my opinion, just because he had a lot of injuries before he went to Brisbane when he was at the Cats. I think he only played like 30 or 40 games. Finally got some consistency in his football career, and now, unfortunately, he's just going to have to bide his time for another 12 months, and hopefully he can find his way back, because he is a very important player for Brisbane, and I think he's a very underrated small forward, but I guess only time will tell. On other injury news, I'm sure a lot of Port Adelaide supporters saw this, but in case you did miss it, there was a huge scare that went through Port Adelaide over the weekend with Connor Rozee in a match simulation with teammates. Jason Horne-Francis laid one of the most it wasn't a bone-crunching tackle, but look, I'm going to be honest, Jason, if you're listening, don't tackle your captain in any sort of vigor. Like, just tap him on the butt as he goes past, all right? Don't need to do a bone-crunching tackle and nearly injure his toe. Now, luckily, all reports seem to be that he'll be fine for round one, Connor Rozee, which is great news, but just heart in your throat kind of stuff for Port Adelaide fans. I mean, you've already lost Zach Butters for the first month or so of the season. You don't need to go and do something else like this. Let's just keep the bone crunching tackles, even just soft tackles to round one. Leave them alone. So that is good news for Port Adelaide, but it it was very scary for a moment, I'm sure. My brother was very concerned about that. And on James Worpel, he did get injured in the opening round contest against the Swans. He was out at half-time with an ankle concern. There was a couple of issues. People were thinking maybe this could be similar to Errol Goulding's because he did get his ankle caught in a tackle. Good news is the fact that it's not too serious. He will miss the next 3 to 4 weeks, James Worpel, but it's not long-term like Errol Goulding. So good news for Hawthorn fans. Now, opening round as a whole, let's talk about it because I think most people are pretty well set now that it's been that version of opening round was an absolute disaster. And I know a lot of it didn't have to do with the AFL, but the fact that there was only 2 games on the weekend was very much AFL's, well, sort of back. They've got to fix it up. They've got to do something else. If they're going to do opening round, I think the concept can work, but they've got to stop trying to we've got to compete with the NRL. Like, the way they brought it in originally was to try and compete with the fact that they're going to Vegas, so we're going to go on their territory and then try and take over in Sydney and Brisbane, which didn't work at all. And this time, it didn't work. It was even worse because it was only 2 games, and the Queensland teams. And now the fixture is completely stuffed. The ladder means it doesn't mean nothing, but it's going to be messed up for the entire year because the Essendon Gold Coast game that was supposed to be played in opening round is not going to be done until round 24 at the end of the year. That could either be one of the better games to watch with a lot of writing on it as like a standalone game, or it's going to mean absolutely nothing and no one's going to watch it, and there's no point televising it if neither of the teams are in for a finals contention. So it doesn't mean much. It could mean everything or it could mean nothing. We don't know. And the rest of the season, the ladder is going to be lopsided. It's going to be awkward because 2 teams aren't going to have a game. Anyway, so I think Michael Voss made a very interesting point about a way to implement opening round that could be beneficial for the AFL. So this was posted on 3AW in Melbourne. I just wanted to play this clip quickly and see what I want to give my perspective on it.
Just right, but Michael Voss had a different take on the national game and what he would do with this round.
Yeah, I haven't been a great fan of it. Look, I tend to think it's, something what makes us a little bit different is, that we've got a national game, and I don't see why we don't advertise it launch it in every single state. And everyone's got their own concept. I guess my concept is probably to, if we were to play a game in every state, WA, there's two games we can play there. 2 games we can play in South Australia, 2 games we get to play in Queensland, New South Wales, and also launch it in Victoria. And we've got 10 Victorian teams, 8 could go travel to every single state. We could have 2 games in every state.
I agree. I think that this is a great idea. If they're going to have an opening round, I don't think it should just be, we should just do it for New South Wales and for Queensland. I think that's just ridiculous. The fact that the game is a national game, it should be broadcasted to a national scale. To just lock it to 2 states to try and capitalise on the rugby market is not going to work. I think that the interstate clubs in those states are doing very well for themselves. The Giants are really growing a younger fan base with their stuff online, and the fact that they're being quite successful too is really growing. Sydney, of course, have already got a good market there, the Sydney Swans, because of how successful they have been in the past. Brisbane, winning the premiership recently, they're growing fans by the week, by the month, by the year. Membership numbers are continuing to grow, and if they fucking redevelop that bloody shithole of a Gabba, maybe they'll get even more fans to their games, who knows. The Gold Coast are the concern though, and that's not going to be helped by opening round. The Gold Coast need to be more successful on the field to then grow a brand there for themselves, because the way they're sitting at the moment, they're not going to grow because of opening round. And I don't think it's going to grow the game as much as what the AFL seem to broadcast that it's going to be, just because the crowds are up a little bit. Doesn't mean a lot when the crowds are up in opening round. It doesn't mean a lot when they're getting a lot of Victorian teams to them and they're standalone games. People are just happy to watch football again, like football fans. But to get new fans there, you need to, I think, a very similar way is to do it like Michael Voss said. Play interstate, every single Victorian club except for 2. I would pick, and I know this may be a little bit annoying to people saying, it's unfair because these are the big Victorian clubs, but I think the way to get it underway is to get the biggest Victorian clubs to stay in Victoria, whether that be Collingwood, Carlton, be the season opener, Essendon and Hawthorn as another game, The rest of the Victorian clubs go elsewhere. I think that's just more than fair. Then we get a game in every single state. We have a Thursday night game, we have a Friday night game, we have Saturday games, we have Sunday games. No one wants the way it is at the moment. I don't think even Queensland and New South Wales would really like it the way it is. I think that the way you can grow the game to like a market like that is... I wouldn't have another gather round. I think that's not a good idea. I think the way the gather round is being in South Australia is a good idea, and it's a nice... I wouldn't say a gimmick because it's not. I think it's bigger than that. But it's like the football festival. But have a round around the some point in the year when there's school holidays. Have a point where a Collingwood or a Carlton or a couple of big Victorian clubs will play games in the Queensland or in Sydney for 2 weeks. I think that'd be a way to do it. You get Carlton to play against the Gold Coast 1 week, Brisbane the other week, Sydney, and then Collingwood have to play Sydney 1 week, GWS the other week in New South Wales, to then get those supporters to go over there. And that's a way you could do it. I think that's a way that would be growing the game out into those other states, rather than trying to lock in a half a round or, like we saw, a quarter of a round to this position. And then not only that, but then the rest of the first 6 weeks are very confusing for ladder positions. Teams get a lot more of an advantage having that extra game of match fitness. It's going to be very interesting to see if the team coming off that, not having a game of experience yet, play worse, or if they're better off for it. I think that's another problem with opening round, giving other teams more of an advantage because they've had a week off. But let's move on. And speaking of Collingwood, we might as well get to this point. If you missed it on the weekend, in the one of the two games, GWS beat up on Collingwood in the second half, ran away with it. The big talking point from the game was Nick Dacos and the fact that he cramped up in the third quarter and really had no impact after that point. He was getting tagged by Toby Bedford from the Giants. When he came off the ground at one point, Nick Dacos, Craig McRae on the bench, yelled across at Toby Bedford and said a bunch of words. I don't think it was too severe, I'm going to be honest. I don't think it was. But Adam Kingsley stood up and made him sit down at that point. And it's been very funny. A lot of memes have been saying, like, oh, Craig better sit down before he gets himself flogged by big bicep Adam Kingsley. All that sort of bullshit. Anyway, this brings us to our flog of the week. Of course, the flog of the week, we've had a couple of nominations already this year. Most of them have been circulating around journalists, and the AFL got one last week for their delayed announcement of the games being postponed. This week, it's going straight to Craig McRae, because the fact that he's sitting there, he's been very much a bit of a sook the last, I would say, almost 6 to 12 months. Since he was the happy-go-lucky coach in his first year, when they won the premiership in their second year, he was the happy coach. But since then, he's been turning a little bit. He had I think it was last year when they played the Swans. They said they would have won the game if it wasn't for the fact, if it was played in Melbourne. Instead of just realising that they had a chance to beat Sydney in that game. They had a 26-point lead, I think, in the last quarter against Sydney. This was late in the year, and they choked it. Instead of acknowledging that, he made an excuse. And now this, he's done some other stuff as well. But it's not a very good look, I'm going to be honest. And this is going to be the flog of the week nomination for this week is Craig McRae. The fact that teams are going to tag Nick Dacos, that's going to happen. And as a coach, you either need to find a way to negate that, whether that be send Nick Dacos forward, chuck him at half back, do something, rather than just let him sit there and suffer that tag for the rest of the game, and then crack a whinge when he's coming off the ground and yelling at the other opponent's player. We don't like that whatsoever. You don't need to do it. I think as well, this could be given to the AFL for not giving him a fine. What happened was, in the aftermath, the AFL came out and said that Craig McRae just had to do a please explain. No fine was given, which I think is ridiculous. I don't think that it was a massive deal, but if you're going to hand down a fine to Ken Hinckley for, having a go at a player in a semi-final, you should be giving it to Craig McRae as well. Because I don't think it's as bad as what Ken Hinckley did. Not that I think that Ken Hinckley did necessarily a shocking thing. It's really bad, but he probably shouldn't have done it. But you can't set the standard of saying we don't want coaches to be antagonising or getting angry or getting upset at players on opposition teams and getting into arguments. You can't set that precedent, and then when Craig McRae does it, you say, "Oh, that's fine. Just don't do it again." No, you can't give Ken Hinkley a $20,000 fine, and then Craig McRae gets nothing. That's crap. That is. I don't like to bring up the Collingwood favouritism because I think a lot of people bring it up and just half the time for no particular reason. But this just reeks of it. And I think that most people have that same sentiment. It's just bullshit, really. I think he should have been fined. I'm not saying he should have even been fined as much as Ken Hinkley. I think he should have been given at least a reprimand for a fine at that point. Because if it was, I don't want to bring up Kane Corns' argument. Be-go-lucky coach that he just gets away with it. That's bullshit. And Craig McRae does get the flog of the week this week, but the AFL get a little caveat to that. They add on to that because they should have given him a reprimand. And then as well, the AFL are using this Ken Hinkley against Hawthorn situation as marketing for Gather Round. So you can't punish someone and then use them for marketing as well. I think that's just ridiculous, the way that that's been sorted out. And now with Craig McRae, they've just let him get away with it, basically. We'll see if it happens again. But I think I'll tell you one thing right now. Every single team this year should be going to Nick Dacos and tagging him because he's one of the few Collingwood players who bring some sort of run to their game. And he was negated against GWS and the Giants just ran rings around them. So we'll see how the rest of the season goes. No club should ever be scared of tagging him because of a Craig McRae insult. Because if you've got a coach like Adam Kingsley at the helm, he'll just bloody put you down in your seat pretty quickly. But yeah, the flog of the week this week is Craig McRae for having a whinge about this sort of stuff, acting like a bit of a child, considering you have one of the best players in the game. Some teams are going to try and negate that by tagging them out of the game, which the Giants did brilliantly. So they deserve a lot of credit for it. But that's the end of that one. So we'll move on to the Geelong Cats because apparently they're under investigation by the AFL. Alright guys, the second half's about to get underway. Great second half of the second quarter from Richmond. Richmond, a little bit of warm-up getting into their second half. How did you feel about Richmond? What did you think of it?
It's nice to see them fight back in the second half of that quarter. But I think Michael Voss would have been a bit angry at how they just got back into that with four late goals. Three late goals, sorry.
Yeah. Let it go. So players starting to move out into position now. I've looked at a couple of debutants from both sides. I've liked the look of Tresize. Lawless had some good things. Camporelli had a brilliant first quarter. A little bit quieter in that second term. And Jacob Blight isn't a rookie. He's played 4 games last year, but he's probably been the pick of the bunch in my opinion.
Yeah.
Been brilliant as a key back so far for the Tigers. But here we go. Second half about to get underway. The Tigers were brilliant late in that second term. Able to fight back, led by their captain and Nan Curvis. Can they keep up the fight in the second half? Here we go. So from the stoppage, Cripps gets the handball out to Hewitt, underground to Koning. He goes out towards the wing, Cowan. They're working okay here, the Blues, and now Hollands. Just off of that halfback area, the low ball towards Motlop. Lazy play there from Motlop. Had to get down to that, let it go through his legs. And now on the rebound, here go the Tigers. Mansell, long handball over the top. Got a couple of options inside the forward 50. Look at the kick. Hits up Jacob Bauer. And Bauer looking to set it up here. Goes to the top of the goal square and all on his own. Greeny couldn't mark. Top of the goal square. Saab's got to be careful. Clearing ball out on the full. It is. No.
Yes.
It is on the full. So Jacob Bauer will get the free kick here. I think he'll be a little bit more selfish this time. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. It looks like he's going back for it.
The kick to Green wasn't too bad. It's just on his head a bit. So maybe
for such a smallish player, you can't really put it on his head.
So Jacob Bauer had the first shot of the game for the Tigers, missed it. Had an opportunity before, then decided to pass it. Goes from the pocket, hits it across the face. It's still in bounds, and then Curvis is there, runs out of bounds though.
Probably the best result for Richmond there.
Yeah, not too bad. They've had a couple of opportunities in these sort of plays so far. So this is the Motlop play on the wing before.
Yeah, it's
I don't know what he's trying to do.
Piss poor.
Got to get down to that. So early stages, third term. Richmond lock it inside their forward 50. Nankervis tried almost stack up to his own advantage. To Koning, let that go somehow. Don't know if that was legal. Umpire calls play on. Akers with the clearing ball towards the wing. Blight again. Step through some traffic. Handball nicely. They work it out to Trainer, who just dropped it at the crucial moment. Mackay, Walsh, Kemp back to Walsh, kept it in bounds. Over the top to Cripps. They linked up nicely late in the second term. And now Cripps goes for a bit of a run. His second bounce, looking for options. Decides to give it off to Akers. They've got really no one inside the forward 50 here. Akers has got to pick out the right option. The kick inside to Motlop. Broke through a tackle, then let the ball go. Numbers here with Richmond. Trainer looking for a high one, and he got it. Well, he made the mistake at half forward, but he did well to work back there, Luke Trainer.
Yeah, he did.
Got the free kick.
This is poor kick inside forward 50 by Blake Akers. He normally expects a better kick inside forward 50 then.
Goes to the wide-looking ball to the one-on-one. Good mark in the end. Taken there by Tresize. Had a really good first term, 10 touches. Hasn't seen a lot of it since then, but he's done okay. Sets it up high ball, looking for the one-on-one. Looking for Tom Lynch, couldn't mark. Hit the ground.
He's dragged that
in there, Lynch. He could be in trouble. Umpire calls for the ball up. So Blake Akers breathing in a bit heavy at the moment. Getting to the stoppage though, seems okay. Then Curvis with the tap towards Taranto. Akers hit up through the middle. Now McIntosh is handballed forward to the voice. Locked up here by a Steely Green. Ball up. How do you feel about the name Steely? I feel like you would have hated your child if you called him that. I mean, Steele is bad enough, I think. Sorry to steal side bottom fans, but anyway. Out of mid-air there from Nankervis. Wasn't paid the 15. Sard. Hewitt, inside Hollands, a little bit too hot for him. Turned it over. Mansell, stiff arm holding the footy, should be paid. Wasn't paid. Umpires just put the whistle away and they hold the ball tonight. Danger signs here for the Blues. Turned it over. Lawler, Lynch, over the top. Richmond for 4 in a row! Here they come, Richmond. Capped off by Seth Campbell. And Richmond right now, they're the hot team.
That's what they need of Richmond to start off the quarter. That's...
Well, this is a little bit of old style Richmond. A bit of hot pressure inside the forward 50. And they score goals. They should be holding the ball, by the way, back to the stoppage, but it doesn't matter. Here it is here. The handball was dreadful to Nick Haynes to his toes. Couldn't pick it up. And the Richmond's hot work here. Handball from Lawler was nice. Lynch was okay. And then Campbell with the finish.
Yeah, Camp Riley, he would want that back.
Wasn't the greatest handball, was it?
No.
So Seth Campbell has been a bit quiet so far, but he ends up on the end of that one. I'm at the game. Both teams looking average. Yeah, but I mean, if you're looking average against Richmond, that's, I think, worse. I'm going to be honest with you. Anyway, Wieners. I'm going to call you Wieners. Anyway, Cripps with the handball forward to Koning. Sends it towards the forward 50. Toll did well there, Miller. Richmond just starting to grow into this game.
Yeah.
They've kicked the last 4 goals, and they're just sitting nicely. So Miller sends it high, looking at a 2-on-1 to Koning, going back with the flight.
He needs to do this more often in this.
It's the first time he's done it tonight.
Yeah.
Turned it over though. Trano did well. Campbell at the back. Just got past Walsh and now Trainer. Back to Campbell. Groaning in confidence by the moment here, Campbell. Sends it long. Looking for options. Blues have numbers. Good mark, Redwing.
Did that the first quarter, and he's done it again to start the second half.
He played on, didn't really want to though. Haynes, he's going to have to go on the commentary side here towards the MCC wing, looking on the one-on-one. Good mark there from Akers. Strong overhead. The kick was dreadful though. Skills are starting to drop here from Carlton early in the second half. Broad, handball forward. To Hopper, underground towards Tresize. Can he gather it? Did it well. They've got the link up here. Green, inside the forward 50. It runs. It could go all the way. Lawler at the back. First goal in AFL footy for the number one draftee. Great work there for Lawler. Gets around him, all the Tigers fans, Tigers players. There's your future right there, Richmond. And you know what?
They
They're
started well.
13 points.
They started this half seriously well. And the pressure of Richmond has actually got to Carlton.
Dreadful play here on the wing, and then they just had the link up on the commentary side here. Just links up all over the place, and Sam Lawler out the back, all on his own. Couldn't have asked for an easier gift on game one.
Who would have seen this coming early in this?
Well, I said if they get a little bit around the ball. They're winning it around the ball and they're causing pressure up forward. That's all they have to do. It doesn't take the number one draftee to bring pressure up forward.
No.
He kicks the goal there, but effort isn't seen in number one draft picks. It's seen in effort from different players around the ground. If 22 players are showing effort, they'll give you something. So Richmond right back into this game right now. 13 points. Taccone with the tap. Taranto held the stoppage, not paid. Taccone taps to his own advantage, then went to ground. Akers gathering it. Did well there, short. Body lined it. Tackled well by Taccone. Ball up. Carlton on a lift here. Richmond have lifted the pressure early in the second half. From the tap. Tapped it from Nankervis. Forward towards Chera. And Taranto. He's lifted. High up and under ball. Towards half forward. Standing underneath it. Couldn't mark. Blues have numbers. Wiedering. Just a long 25-metre handball. Somehow. Straight to... They work it from Chera to Hewitt. Over the top, Blues have numbers here. Great smother on the handball there from Tresize. Taranto off the ground. Turned it over though. Sard looking corridor here at the MCG. Goes to the wider ball, did well. Camperali. So he goes to the wide ball here towards the one-on-one. Dreadful kick.
What is Fogarty doing? If he just turned around, he would have had a good opportunity to mark that.
They link up again here, Richmond. Great looking ball at half forward. Hit up Tom Lynch. Probably a little bit too far out to score. So he's going to set up into the pocket. Not a great looking ball. But that's not too bad. Locked inside the forward 50. Early stages third term. Richmond, the only 2 goals of it.
Well, this is I think it's the best result for Richmond. They've had great forward pressure in the start of the second half.
So... Only 5 minutes gone in this third term. Richmond looked the better team. Tap down from Taccone. Nankervis trying to pull it through. Locked it up though. So throws it up once again near the umpire. Tap down from Taccone. Tracking it here is Nankervis. So is Dow. Both get beaten. Keep on. Great pickup. Gives it off to Taccone, who gets it inside the middle of the ground. Turned it over though. Vlossen runs a good 360. Trying to find the right option. Just jams it on the left boot. Maybe lucky. Nankervis again.
Oh, it's a free kick against Taranto.
Carlton. Nankervis could have been lining up for his third, but a free kick given away goes to Adam Sard. The Richmond fans are just starting to rise. They just know their team are right in this one. Hollands goes with the low ball down the wing. Great option. Finds Fogarty. So they're just taking some time in the Blues. They know their momentum's not with them at the moment. Mackay.
They just need some possession here, Carlton. They just haven't had any of the ball.
So Mackay's going to set it up. Just inside the forward 50 it lands. Up goes Kemp. Nearly marked it. Play on. Fogarty breaks. They paid the mark.
Wow, I could have done that better than the under 8s.
Jesus Christ. I mean, it's probably a disadvantage anyway. Fogarty was running in towards goal.
He can't just put it up 10 metres out here. He seems like he wants to go back for the actual shot.
Well, if he was running in for a handball receive, I'd say he's got a chance. But this is a long kick. He's going to have to kick this from outside the forward 50 here, Brody Kemp. So he sets it up. Looking for Mackay. Got hands to it. Took the grab. Blight got a little bit overawed by the situation. Went for the body, and Mackay read it well.
Yeah, he's looking for the body and he just didn't get the body contact. Oh, what is he doing? No,
Well,
he's back to what he's doing, what he did 2 years ago. Don't.
Well, the traditionalists won't like it, but Harry Mackay straight in front, 20 metres out, setting up for the snapshot kick.
He'd want to nail this.
So Harry Mackay snaps around the body. He didn't hit it very well, but it will count for a goal.
Wow.
Well, first goal of the second half for Carlton gives them a little bit more breathing space.
They just desperately needed that, though, Carlton. Just to stop some sort of momentum that they had.
So there, Jacob White, he goes for the body, he missed it, and that just took him, and that just had Mackay written all over it. It's unfortunate for Blight because he's done really well tonight. Wasn't a very good, I don't think it was a very good kick from Kep, to be honest. Just too much space in front of him.
The thing about the kick was that he kicked it to the space, and that's all what Mackay wanted and needed.
So Jacob Blight coming off the ground at the moment. Not the greatest signs. Hopefully it's just a bit of cramp. Wasn't prepared. So from the stoppage, Taconi gets the clearance. Just inside the forward 50 it will land. Fogarty gets there first. Brown did well. Did really well not to land in the back there.
It looks like cramp.
That's definitely cramp.
Oh, it might be a corky. Actually.
Hopefully everything's okay for Blight. He didn't look the greatest on the bench there. Wrapped up there was Sam Banks, ball up. So throws it up. Good tap. Turned it over though. Lord. Up and under ball just inside the forward 50. Cottrell's swallowed it down. Ball's gone. Great tackle. Brown telling the umpire that's holding the footy. So Jack Ross will get the free kick. Just goes laterally and now Short fires it off of half-back. Great mark from Lawler. Growing into this game early in the second half. The handball, probably a little bit too hot. They work it out. Armstrong trying to get it back up to Lawler. Couldn't do so. Dragged it in. Ball spills out. Here go the Tigers. Dow shook the hips, did well. Banks towards half forward. Richmond do this well. Holding it up here at half forward here, the Tigers.
They've got them all back here, Carlton.
So Ross takes on his opponent, sets it up to the top of the goal square. Who's going to fly? Lynch went up. Chera smacked it to safety.
Yeah.
Really great commentary. I appreciate that, lol cows. Oh, they're out here, the Blues on the outer side. Did well there. I think it was Lawler to get back.
Lovely effort there by Richmond, just to stop the play there. They were out.
Yeah, they looked like they were out. Hollins works up with a dreadful kick. He's usually a great option though. Usually a great keeper. Trainer read it well. Cut it off out of bounds. It's a great game. So actually, look, for a game that I thought was going to be a blowout, Richmond have done well to keep in touch.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And just the experience there, not the inexperience, sorry, of Luke Trainer there. Another couple of games he should have really taken that mark.
But they've seen a couple of players like this experienced Tigers have actually stood up so far in this first 2.5 quarters. Dow just fumbled. Hewitt clearing ball forward. They work it out here. Trainer gathered it. Ball up. So it is. I think it is a bit of cramp, maybe a corky to Jacob Blight, being one of the great shining lights so far. Taranto fell over. Hopper handball forward.
He's
thrown that. Neither umpire saw it. Ross back to Taranto. Clearing ball forward. Down the wing. Couldn't grab it there. Mansell. Great work to keep his composure. Handball over the top to Lawler. Trying to break a tackle. Wasn't taking it there. Was Lockie Cowan, and now the Blues can go. Hollins breaks past Taranto. Kick on the outside. Good kick to the Koning. And as a Toby Nankervis sort of moment, makes him earn it.
not like he traditionally doesn't just takes him out, but he did it well.
So De Koning sets it up. Inside the forward 50, Mackay went up, smacked down by Miller. Ross, handball away. And now Sam Banks off the wing towards the 2-on-1 here. Did well, 1-2, Armstrong, great grab. Pay that.
He paid the one to get for Camp 2 minutes ago.
He marked that. That was a mark. That's ridiculous. So Blight's still getting checked on with his quad. It looks like he's going to make his way back onto the ground pretty shortly. Subs for both sides still yet to be used. Chera sends it towards half forward. Good work from Miller. Ball spills out about 50 out from the Carlton goal. Ben Miller yells at the umpire on the way through.
Probably asking for a free.
It's 41 points midway through the second term. Richmond have been able to fight back. We're within 13, but with Carlton's last goal, it's only 18 points now. De Koning takes it out of the ruck. He's definitely done better in this third term, I believe. Smacked away there from Trainer. And it'll be out of bounds.
He's grown into this game, Luke Trainer. Just giving it a bit of a...
Shake it off, I think. I think it was a corky. So Blight seemingly seems like, yeah, he looks like he's about to make his way on the field. He's having a couple of run-throughs. Hopefully he comes back on. He's been brilliant tonight. So Hewitt immediately wrapped up the ball up. So we're about to tick under the first 10 minutes of this quarter. De Koning taps it more a corridor. Player being taken down behind the play. Nankervis soccers it forward. Bouncing ball. Ollie Holland should get there first. Haynes there in support. Great pressure there from Mansell. Gets out to Haynes in the end. Up and under ball towards Chera. De Koning tries to put the knee to his kidney. Play on. Akers. He's wrapped up. De Koning trying to take out his own man. The last player they want to really take out is Adam Chera. He's been so injury prone the last couple of years. So De Koning with the tap down. Hollands wrapped up by Lawler. Ball up.
Nankervis didn't really need to get back into this game. He's just the last 5 minutes, especially Tom De Koning is really showing his youth, really.
Yeah, I think he's starting to tire a little bit in Nankervis. May need a bit of a rest. But that's the problem. They really don't have anyone else they can chuck in.
No, yeah, like you've seen tonight, it's been Jacob Bauer.
Tap down from Nankervis. Spills out somehow. Dow takes the contact from Chera. And get another ball up. So a little bit of a standstill in the last 5 minutes of this game. Carlton kicked the last goal. Richmond after having a lot of momentum in the early stages of the third term. Just a little bit of a standstill. From the clearance is Ross. Forward. Good work out the back there. Richmond got it to ground. They have numbers here. Mansell works a short little chiseler. Nice option. Holding it up here. Richmond on the outer wing. So the Tigers have it with Tom Lynch. Unfortunately, he's going to kick it to where he should be. Sends it high. Who's going to provide an option? There's Bauer. Weathering brought it to ground. Tracking up. There was Ross, couldn't do so. Walsh back to Haynes. He's been good so far. Sends it high. Towards the one-on-one. Great work from Miller. This Richmond defence has really impressed me tonight. So Ben Miller, true centre wing on the outer side.
If it's not Blight, it's been Miller. It's been all of them at the moment.
Up went Bauer, hits the ground. Ross trying to break away from the
lovely
tackle.
Cowan.
Well there, Cowan.
That's got to be holding the footy.
Ball spills out. Socket from Taranto to Mansell. Couldn't grab it cleanly. McGovern's kick, dreadful. Don't know what he was thinking. Socketed off the ground. Jacob Hopper inside the forward 50 all on his own.
No. Go back. The experienced person needs to kick this. You could have just given that to Short, which I would have loved, but I think it's the right option to let Jacob Hopper take 30 seconds. I don't know what McGovern's trying to do there at 30 metres out in his defensive 50.
So Jacob Hopper, one of the big experienced Tigers, had issues with injury since joining Richmond. Opportunity now in round one to keep his team alive. He comes in, Jacob Hopper, and he kicks the goal. Tigers still within touch. Nice finish there from Jacob Hopper. And the Tigers, this is the closest they've been since the first quarter.
You would have called it halfway during the second quarter there as well. Beautiful. Jaden Short's not really coming into this game, but it's alright.
Jacob Hopper nonchalant just lands in his
Yeah,
lap.
he just yeah.
Well, they'll kick 5 of the last 6 goals to the Tigers. Keeping themselves alive. And if they're close enough, if this game keeps on going on and the Tigers stay close, who knows? From the tap down. Dow at the back to Ross. Handballed it to the face of Cottrell. Turned it over. Williams over the top of the handball. Hopper says to Lord, get out of my way. Handball, turn it straight back to himself. Gets it forward. Standing in front is Hollins, couldn't mark, good work from Lawler. Ball spills, Hollins did well. Akers off to Haynes, and now they can work it forward here, the Blues. Towards half forward on the outer side, up went Motlop, way too early. Got numbers here, the Blues though. Motlop, he gave away the free kick, and the Tigers will get it. Standing up in the big moments here, the young Tigers defence. In fact, this one was to
Nathan
but
Broad.
still, I stand with my comment. I think I was shaky moments early, the Tigers' older defenders, but they're definitely grown into it. Gets out the back, Tigers have numbers. Lynch went with the kick, great smother from Hollins. Trying to work it forward, now on the counter, here go the Blues. Cottrell, Cripps to Wiedering, going back to Cripps, just keeps on bullocking forward here, the captain. Longish handball over the top to Motlop, had too much on it.
Oh,
it stays
okay.
in though, Motlop, about to get taken down. Broad wasn't letting him go, he runs out of bounds. So it looks like one of the subs is about to be made. Tyler Sonsie for the Tigers could be about to make his way on. It looks like Blight may well be subbed out. So it looks like he tried to go through a couple of run-throughs, but unfortunately, it looks like Jacob Blight will be subbed out. So back in the ruck, Cripps in there, straight down to Hopper, Tresize, out the back, towards Broad, who will go with the long ball down this outer wing. 2-on-2, in front Armstrong, he's done well, kept it in front of him, Lawler sees it out. I've liked his competitiveness, Harry Armstrong.
Yeah, he might not have had a lot of touches, but he's done a lot of good things though.
So it does look like Jacob Blight has been subbed out. Tyler Sonsie about to make his way onto the ground for the first time. Still as the sub for the Blues is Sam Doherty. Very surprising that he got picked as the sub tonight. Cripps straight down to Chera. Back to Cripps. Great pressure from Richmond again. Runs out of bounds.
This is when Cripps needs to take his moment here. He's had to do it for years for Carlton, and I think this is the moment that he needs to do it again.
So back in the ruck, ball hits straight to the turf. Chera handball inside, missed his teammate. Running after it, did well there Campbell. Now off the ground from McIntosh towards half forward, numbers with Carlton. Haynes, long handball. They've been really sloppy in this third quarter, the Blues. And now they've turned over again. Campbell did well, got it back from McIntosh. Over the top to Dow. Can he find an option? Oh, look at the kick.
Oh my god. He had... Oh,
Tom
no.
Lynch dropped one of the biggest sitters you'll ever see.
Oh, he just dropped the plot.
Oh, he closed his eyes.
Ah.
I think he was expecting contact there, Tom Lynch. Well, so back in the ruck we go. 50 here for Richmond. Takes it out of the ruck there. There, Cripps. Akers to Chera. Down the line on the full.
No, it's touched.
It's touched. Well, it was touched on the full. So Sam Doherty's still not subbed into the game. He's still got his track shirt on, so not too concerned about coming on just yet, Sam Doherty. From the tap down, hits the ground again. Underground handball from Banks. Campbell ran towards it. Met with Akers. Lord trying to pick it up.
Oh,
Suck
lovely.
forward. Did it well there, the Tigers. Links up here with Ross. A chance here for his second. Umpire does not move. They're in within a goal here, the Tigers. Can you believe it? Richmond, a chance for a big upset. Who would have seen this coming into this game? The youth of Richmond standing up against the veteran Blues.
It's just the 1%ers and just putting into some effort is all that Richmond are doing at the moment. And they're first to the ball, they're first to the ground to get the ground ball. They're just doing everything at the moment. And Carlton are getting showed up.
Well, right now,
That's just a
the
lovely
Blues Blues look at all sorts. Richmond standing up to the competition saying, we ain't going to be easy beats every week. Jack Ross with 2. Not really a player that they were expecting coming into the season to be one of their stars, but right now, standing up to the heat. And it's 1 goal to margin. 5:27 on the clock in this third term. So much time left. Both key ruckmen back in the middle. Tap down from DeConing. Try to soccer it forward. Short went the other way, missed it. Pick up from Taranto. Underground towards McIntosh. He went down, picked it up. Brilliant work. To Banks. Going with a switch play. Look at the kick. Was nice to Sonzi. First touch. I don't know about the option to Nan Curvis on the run, but they'll make it work. He has a lot of space here on the MCG wing. Short little ball. Hits up Mansell. Short ball. Takes some time. Short. On 50. Tigers are everywhere. Holds it up here. Jack Ross. He's kicked too. Well, he's got some confidence. You think he's got the distance on him?
No, I don't think he does. On the run, I know. He just nailed it pretty well. Oh.
Nope, he played on. So Ross, from outside 50. You know what? He's gone a long way. Haynes last line.
Yeah. Haynes has been doing that for years at the Giants.
Yeah, Nick Haynes been doing that his whole career. So Lord has it. Haynes has it now. Works it out towards halfbacky the Blues. Silvani has it. Silvani low ball down the wing. Good kick in the end of Hewitt. Blues have only kicked 1 goal in this third quarter. The Tigers have came like a steam train. Low ball down the wing. Not a great option. Did well there, Miller, to bring it to ground. Fogarty out the back here to Williams. But he's shut down! Ducked out of a tackle. Did well there, Williams. To Fogarty. Shuffled. Got it long. Towards the one-on-one. Mackay going back. Was pulled by his own man. Huge Motlop and ball up.
I think it was... there's nothing else that Mackay or Motlop could do there. They just...
Ran into each other,
Yeah.
really. It's not really
Yeah.
much they could have done. Who can get on the run here for the Blues? Dan Curtis with the tap down. Cottrell Shepherd. Short body lined it. Went after it there. Ross, he's really risen in this third quarter. Handball at the back to Banks. Ducked out away into tackles. And then Taranto, part of the Seas, gave it off to Dow. Kicked down the wing. Does it stay in bounds?
Smothered off the boot, wasn't it? Oh.
Umpire didn't have the theatre. Didn't have the eye for the theatre there. And Saad will take it on the wing.
They just finished the ball. Richmond are in this quarter. They just won it.
Saad ducked around his opponent. He's going to set it up, you would imagine. Sets it up into the pocket. No one there but Tigers.
Not a good kick. The pressure there from Richmond was very nice. It made sure that Assad had to kick it to the boundary.
I feel like Doherty has to come on here.
Yeah, he
Has
does.
to bring some sort of experience because
Yeah.
they're just getting beaten around it. Great mark from Silvani, but hang on a second. Is Cowan giving away the free? Silvani tracks back. Umpire says that's fine. How you felt about his performance in the back 50 so far?
He seems to be growing into it at the moment.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think if he's looking for a spot, that's probably the spot that Carlton need to fill.
Yeah,
Sure.
with that, Nick Newman and stuff.
Holland's kick didn't have enough on it for Hewitt, so he works it just inside the forward 50 or just outside. Cooper Lord has it. He's had a good game so far. So they run the perimeter of 50. They want about 4 metres to Cowan. So he's going to drive it towards the top of the goal square. Will Motlop fly? It gets out the back. Who gets there first? Kemperali tracking it with Sonzi. Inside the script. Wrapped up on McIntosh.
And didn't they love that?
K-Mac is loving this. And now the Blues. The Heat's getting to him at the moment. Camden McIntosh, what a brilliant performance he's had tonight. Matched up against Cripps all night. Brilliant tackle, and you can see the smile on his face. Loves the tough stuff, Camden McIntosh. Stolen from a stoppage. Blues opportunity. Goes to the left from Matt Cottrell. 1 goal even the margin. Just over 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. Richmond have come from the clouds to be within a goal.
Oh,
Kick from
no.
Boston. He kicked it to Brown, who went to the turf, and it skids out. So the Blues can lock it in here. Given the responsibility there. So Doherty putting on the jumper. Be surprised if he comes on before 3/4 time, to be honest, but we'll wait and see. So chance here to Coning out of the ruck, couldn't do so. Nan Curvis with the clearance down the wing, going with it. There was Bauer, couldn't mark Haynes. He's done well in this third term. Back to Silvani, who goes with the big switch. Good looking ball. Hits up Evans from about 75 out. Drives it inside the forward 50. Too much on it there for Williams, and it skids out. The kicking inside the forward 50 from Carlton tonight has been pretty poor.
Yeah, it has been.
They've either bombed long or they've had lead-up kicks and they've just burnt their teammates.
If it was me, I'd be taking Evans off here as the sub and swapping him.
Yeah.
He started okay, but he just hasn't been into it in the last quarter or so.
So back in the ruck, Nankervis with the tap. Dow, he's looked good tonight. He dodged past the tackler. Broad stolen from McIntosh, turned it over, almost cultural. Dumb play. Pretty dumb in my... No, I don't know. Dumb may be a bit harsh, but he didn't have to kick that. Cultural. So
they nearly stuffed that up there, Richmond, but they fixed up the problem.
So Jack Ross has it. Been the player of the third quarter, Jack Ross. Sends it up the wing. Scotting went down, couldn't mark it. Handball at the back, Wiedering. Off to Sard. They're just going to go back a little bit further to Cowan. And they go right back to the last line for the Blues at Haynes. Going with the big switch. Silvani has it.
No, it's Camperali.
In fact, it's Camperali. He's going to kick long towards half forward. 2-on-1 here. Pushed out of it. It was Motlop.
Jack Ross there.
Oh, the umpire didn't play that one. I mean, Motlop may have played for it a little bit, but that was a bit of a push in my opinion. So a minute left. Well, the Tigers want to go for it here.
I think they do.
Nice kick to Ross again. Jack Ross, coming of age game for him. At 23 touches, I think he's had about half of them in this quarter. So Ross towards half forward. Who's going to fly? In front was Walsh. Couldn't mark. Ball bouncing towards the wing. Motlop slapped it to his own advantage. And then he tells his teammate to go grab it, which he didn't. Hewitt, underground handball, dreadful to Fogarty. He's trying to pick it up. Motlop trying to dodge past the tackler, turned it over. Sonzi inside, looking for the 1-2, didn't get it. Banks back to Floston. The kick up the ground was brilliant. So Green, he'll want to run. He'll want to send it inside the forward 50 towards Lynch. Great spoil from Silvani. Cowan looking to clear. It's an up and under ball. Who's going to go? Who's going to mark? Tom Brown. Well, this would be an unlikely goal scorer. Landed in his lap. And at 3/4 time, Kenny tied it all up here at the MCG. We almost dropped it. Landed in his lap. This would have to be his first goal in AFL footy.
I think he did play a few games forward last year.
He did. So Tom Brown sucking in the deep ones. He's kicked 4 goals, so he has kicked the goal before. This will probably be the biggest one of his career. Tom Brown, not much angle, from 30 metres out. You know what? He's kicked it! Tigers level at 3/4 time.
And they all get to him. They know how much that one means. And all the momentum is in their hands.
At 3/4 time, the Tigers are setting themselves up for an upset win for the first game of the season. No one saw this coming, but at 3/4 time, scores are all square. Carlton, 8-9, 57. All square with Richmond, 9-3, 57. Well, what a third quarter that was. Well, if anyone questions joining our live streams, we just bring the best game of the round every single time. All right, quick look at the statistics in a second. Jack Ross, what a quarter. So just look at the statistics quickly, guys. Jack Ross, top of the table right now with 96. Then we have Toby Nankervis with the 96. He's probably been best on the ground, even though he didn't have the greatest third term. I'd probably say he's been best. DeConing with the 92. Chera with the 84, along with Blake Akers. George Stewart with the 77. Cowan with the 73. Cooper Lord with the 70. For goal scorers, 2 goals to Ross and Nankervis. Only multiple goal kickers on the ground for either side. And then leading disposal getters, we have 24 to Ross, 22 to Taranto, 21 leading all comers is Tom DeConing, along with Adam Chera. God, if I had to give the votes right now, I'd probably go 3 votes Toby Nankervis, 2 votes Jack Ross, and 1 vote, Jesus Christ, who would you give it to? I'd be tossing it between Nick Haynes, Jacob Wiedering, Tim Taranto. That's probably it. I don't know. I don't know about maybe Tom DeConing, but even then, I think that Nankervis has won that battle. Even if Richmond don't win from here, it'd still be one of the performances of the season from a club that was expected. Some people thought they weren't even going to win a game. What an amazing story it would be if they win in round one. So the final term about to get underway. Well, you give them a chance. Can they do it?
Not many people gave him a chance early. No one gave him a chance when they were 41 points down.
So from a tap down, Taranto trying to get the ball clear. Got tackled without it almost. Doherty on the ground. Cripps trying to get the kick clear. Somehow finds it to the hands of De Koning. Longish handball. Banks has to track it back. Did well. Turned it over though, Motlop. Got wrapped up by Vossen. Banks stepped through a tackler. Free kick's been ripped out. It's going to go to Jesse Motlop.
Who was subbed out for it?
I haven't found out yet. So Motlop hasn't done a lot tonight. Looks at his options, goes long into the pocket. A little bit too much on it. Spoiled out of bounds there from Miller. So Michael Voss down at the bench now. Such an important final term here for the Blues. And it looks like Sam Lawler being chucked straight into the guts. Had a couple of really good moments in that third term though. De Koning sucked it forward, Cripps stepped through a tackler, handball through to Sam Doherty, just came on the ground, needs some experience to stand up, and he's hooked it to the left.
And that's what Paddy Cripps can do. He can just turn it on in a matter of a couple minutes.
So Cooper Law's been subbed out surprisingly. I thought he's been pretty good tonight.
Yeah, he had a good first half, and then he just didn't really get into that second half.
I thought he'd be over Francis Evans anyway.
Yeah.
So Short goes long down the MCC wing. Haynes stands underneath it, couldn't mark it the ground. Good take there from Tresize, wrapped up by Silvani. If the Tigers can get in front early, who knows what happens from there. If the Blues can just kick a goal or kick a couple of goals in this last quarter, just take the steam out of Richmond, the game will be done. But if Richmond can get the first one, what an upset it could be brewing.
Yeah, it's all up about the first goal.
Taranto wrapped up by Cripps. We'll have another stoppage.
It's gonna be interesting in the ruck battle here because Taconi got the best of him, best of Nankervis in that third quarter.
Nankervis with the tap, past Chera, wrapped up there was Trainer. Did well to slap it forward. They've done well with that tonight, the Tigers. Handball forward. They can work it through Lawler. Body lined it there with Sard. Spiked it forward there, Green. Turned it over though to Wiedering.
Oh.
He goes through the corridor. It's a dangerous looking kick. Doherty couldn't mark. Did well to keep his composure though. Cowan wrapped up by Campbell. He's almost gone. Great pressure here from the Tigers. Doherty's handball was dreadful. Tigers hold on the pressure. Gives off the handball to Lawler. A chance for his second. Dribbles it through. They're in front. The Tigers from the clouds are in front. And it's the dream kid in Lawler who puts them there.
They were 41 points down. They're in front by 5. Who would have called it? And it was the kid. The generational first pick. Oh, what a moment. What a moment. The pressure has seriously got to Carlton. Oh, what a moment. And didn't he love it? Second goal.
He's the future. He's the now. Great work. Look at this again. They could have run it into the goal line. And look, he should have given off the handball, but he kicked it anyway.
Who's the other one? Is it Steely Green or is it Seth Campbell? I think it's Steely Green.
I think it's one of them. It's Seth. I think it's Seth Campbell.
Yeah, Seth Campbell, but you just got to give it to the kid. Wow.
Lawler's got 2. Free kick though. It's going to go to the Blues with the stoppage through to Koning.
Yeah.
So to Koning, high up and under the ball. Someone get underneath that one. All defenders went up, couldn't mark. Evans with the rovers, turned it over though to Miller. Back to Sonzi. Across his body, turned it over. Akers took the mark outside the 50 though with the second attempt.
Mansell just went to the bench with some sort of injury that he got just before that goal.
We'll look at that in a moment, but he sets it up now, top of the goal square. Here, Curvis!
He's done it down one end.
He's been brilliant tonight.
He's done it down one end. He's done it down the other. He just needs to be captain's quarter here.
So then Curvis going to go high on the outer wing. Towards the one-on-one. Silvani standing underneath it. Got hands to it. Dropped it. Have the numbers here. The Blues on the ground. Cowan. Spiral ball inside. Taconi couldn't gather it. Opportunity for Motlop. Got tackled well by Shorts. Oh. A little bit of cramp, I think, there. I think it was Luke Trainer.
Yeah, this could be the moment. These young kids getting cramp. That's it. That's it. Family.
Bit of a jewel crunch it up.
I think that's no kids moment. That one.
That's a no. Pepperali got it out. Tap forward now, Fogarty. Great little give up. Paddy Cripps is this kind of moment. Touched on the line by Miller.
What's he
kept
doing?
It in as well.
Gotta love that from the kid.
And Miller says, I'll do it myself, boy. Sends it long. Great spoil. Every big moment counts here for Richmond. Bauer takes it out.
That was that was a beautiful moment there by Bauer. All he had to do was get to reset, and that's exactly what they've done by him knocking that out.
Sucking in the big ones there. There's Mansell on the bench. Michael Voss starting to pull his hair out. Dan Curvis wrapped up, threw it away somehow. McIntosh. And now up and under here from Dow. In the middle of the ground it goes. Brought to ground. Richmond's pressure has been brilliant. McGovern out the back, another fumble. Haynes has time though. Ooh. Great pressure from Richmond. The kick across the perimeter of 50 is dangerous. Silvani kept it in front of him, socketed it forward to space. Will it run out of bounds? It may well do so.
It's not. No, it's not. That's not insufficient.
Umpire says no. Richmond fans are standing up. Volume rising by the minute. Don't know how many Richmond fans would have been thinking tonight they'd be in with a chance here, but right now, every single one of them screaming, probably as loud as a couple of those grand final days. And Curtis in the ruck, brought it down. Taranto, handballing forward to space. Trying to pick it up there was Haynes. Ball spills towards the boundary line. Taranto sees it over.
Nick Curvis has standed up well here in the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, I think the Coney really stood up in that third term, but Nick Curvis just getting another step up again. Silvani got very lucky and this trickled in.
I like the decision not to give that. Like, I think the ball you could have just seen go any
Could've
directions
gone
then.
away,
Yeah. Oh, he's got
poking the eye there to Koning.
I thought it was just a falcon. I thought the ball just hit him in the face then.
So Koning gets the free kick.
Yeah.
Defensive side of the wing. He's had a good night, and he's going to get 50. It's Tom de Koning.
Ooh, it's
Given away by Green. Got to be a little bit better than that. So you're going to be taken to probably just outside the forward 50.
It's a big 50.
De Koning sets it up into the pocket, and Miller again. Standing up in the big moments to Richmond defence.
Both, what was his name?
Light.
Blight and Miller both dominated.
Oh, they got numbers
quite a
everywhere
lot.
here, Richmond.
No, it's a smart move just to slow it down.
Out wide. Hits up Sonzi. Started as a sub tonight, came on for Blight, who had an injury concern.
Lovely
Blight,
catch.
it's a nice looking ball. Wearing gets there, but doesn't take it out. And now an opportunity here for Richmond. Dow, high up and under the ball. Who's going to go? Sitting underneath it here. Almost took that one there, Bauer. And now McGovern with a clearing ball out of defence, but Richmond have numbers here. Standing underneath it, Sonzi almost marked the high one.
Had to be, yep.
Evans gives it away.
Everything's going their way, Richmond, at the moment.
Sonzi gives it off the short. He'll send it inside, off the left boot. It gets at the back. Bauer sets himself 1-2. Tussling for it. Play on, ball up.
Yep. They both had it.
Good decision there from the umpire. It's locked inside their forward 50 here, Richmond. Nankervis coming down to take the ruck. Up against the Koning. He's kicked 2 tonight. Nankervis, can he get on the move? He can't get the touch on it. Hewitt breaks away and gets it outside the defensive 50. Gets it into a bounce, did well there, Mackay. Gave it through to Fogarty. He's about to get tackled, got the kick away from the middle of the ground.
Kick.
It's a dangerous looking kick. Has to make his teammate track it down. Kemp kept it in front of him. It's a running race. Who's going to get there first?
That's insufficient. That is definitely insufficient intent.
I don't think the umpire knew who it got there, but Luke Traynor, great effort. He's grimacing a little bit, Luke Traynor, but that is brilliant work from the debutant.
All these debutants tonight for Richmond have absolutely came into this game, especially in the last 2 quarters.
Had a tough start, Richmond, in the first quarter and a half, but since then they have been brilliant. Socket away there by Nankervis. Couldn't gather it there was Hopper. It spills underneath Hewitt. And now Richmond have numbers. Taranto up and under ball towards half forward. Leader gets his name written all over it. Great work behind there from Bauer. Spiked forward by Campbell. Sarge sat underneath it. Quick give to Haynes. Stockerty out the back to Wiedering. Got a bad bounce. Has time to track it though. Back to McGovern. Over the top to Hollins. Another bad kick. Has to make him track it again. Ross just missed the tackle. Great pressure though. High up and on the ball down towards the wing. Up when Akers couldn't mark. Ball runs towards the boundary line. Great pressure again from Richmond. Well, look. They may not win this game, but if they bring this every week, they're at least going to be a team to watch.
Yeah, 100%. And it doesn't take skill to just put on some pressure and effort. Effort can be done by every single one of them.
Premierships.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And look, I must say, yeah, they're grand final bound now, but no, still, this is what you like to see if you're a Richmond fan. Hollins went to the ground, just got it up to Cripps, over the top, and gets shut down. There's Walsh. Did well there, Campbell turned it over. Dow to Hopper, looking for a handball forward. Let it go almost.
Oh, lovely.
Through the traffic as Thomas Dow has a couple of handball options. Says, boys, get out of my way, as he misses to the left. That would have been interesting.
Oh, that would have been... Imagine if he nailed that.
Would have tore the roof off the MCG if it had one. Short kick to Doherty in the back pocket. Gives it back to McGovern. Carlton desperately need the next one. Not just to keep themselves somewhat level, but just to get some momentum. He's turned it over again. Luke Traynor. First game. He's had a couple of really good moments in this last term. He's going to set it up. Wide ball. No one really read that.
Oh.
Haynes has dropped an absolute soda. Taranto got hit high. It stays inbounds for the moment. Armstrong, top of the goal square. On his own is Bauer.
Oh my God, that was a bad moment for Carlton.
13 minutes left. Richmond up by 2 goals. Right now, Carlton are at breaking strain.
And imagine, halfway during that second quarter, they were up by 41 points, Carlton. it's been a bad... The pressure from Richmond has been elite. And it's just the perceived
This was
pressure.
dreadful from Carlton. What were they doing?
Someone had to call
Two
for it.
experienced defenders mess it up, and then two young Richmond forwards get the goal. Well, three of them. Trainer sets it up. McGovern has this all written all over him. Let it go there. In fact, it was Haynes. Taranto puts on the pressure. Great work there. I think it was Armstrong. Beautiful. And then Bauer finishes it off. Well, 13 minutes left, 12 points to the margin. Starting this game, you said there was no chance Richmond had an opportunity to win this one. Right now, they are in the box seat. From the stoppage, McIntosh, tackled well by Hewitt, ball up. Still heaps of time left. It's not all said and done here for the Blues, but right now, Richmond, what an opportunity here to win their first game of the season. Williams, wrapped up, ball up.
Well, if you look here now, it's Mackay in the ruck over Nankervis. So, if he's taking his break now to Koning, he's going to take... You think he doesn't take another break from now when he comes back on?
Ball ricocheting around in the stoppage. Wrapped up was Hopper, and it's another ball up. Still locked into the centre square, the MCG, in the heart of the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Who can win this stoppage? Tap down, Hewitt, threw it away. Only as far as Holland, straight smother from Dow. Opportunity, Cripps went off the ground, somehow spills to Mackay. Sends it inside the forward 50, a bit of a chaos ball. Who gets there first? Richmond have the numbers here, and seen out of bounds. Carlton fans right now would be screaming out for an effort or two here. I did say it when they're up by around 30 odd points and Richmond kicked the goal. They could get a bit complacent. And they've played like it. They've played scared football since Richmond brought the pressure. Mackay in front. Didn't really handball it. Dow trying to break away. Got the kick forward. Bouncing ball. Hollands overrun it. Kept his feet here, Lawler. Trying to get
then he falls over.
Wiedering, good pick up. He's looking for an option here, Wiedering. He's just going to bomb it long once again towards the pocket. Did well, almost then Miller. Seen out of bounds. That's been Carlton's story for the majority of the games, just bombing long in hope. 12:15 left on the clock. So back in the ruck we go. Cripps with the tap. Hewitt's trying to get rid of it. Did well in the end. Cottrell spiked away from him by Brown.
It's always been this kind of a moment for Carlton that Cripps stands up. Will it be him again?
Opportunity here. Someone needs to get on the run here for the Blues. They've looked really uncreative since midway through the second term up forward. Then Curtis tapped down the front. McIntosh step past 1 and 2. Did it well. Clearing ball outside the defensive 50. Wiedering against a couple. Couldn't mark. Richmond have numbers here. Armstrong up to Lynch. Tackled well by Camperali. Did well.
That's exactly what Carlton need, and it's come from a first gamer. It's just a bit of effort. Bit of pressure.
So from the ball up, Cripps in the ruck up against Nankervis. He just dragged his opponent to ground. Play on. Ross up to McIntosh. Did well. There was Hewitt. Spills to Doherty. Inside the forward 50. Bit of a drop. A little bit of a fumbler and a tumbler. And it runs out. Well, where's their winner here? You think it's Patrick Cripps, but they keep on having to put him in the ruck.
Yeah.
Surely you chuck one of your defenders in there. Jesus. From the ruck, Nankervis in front, couldn't get it out of there. Evans was there.
Ooh.
Body lined it. Was precise and it's a ball up. Richmond will be loving every moment that Cripps is going up against Nankervis. De Koning's trying to get ready for his last run. Mackay with the tap. At the back to Walsh. Tackled by Ross. Handball up and under. Brown got wrapped up. Tackled by two Blues. Tigers are doing this well here, not letting it out into space. Tap down from Mackay. Evans breaking through. Got past the tackler. And now Doherty. They need an experienced player to stand up. Will it fade back? It won't. So Boston goes to the wide ball, stays in bounds. It's a good kick in the end. McIntosh has it. It's been really good tonight, Camden McIntosh. He goes up the wing to a 2-on-1 in Lynch. Great grab. Doesn't have a lot of options, so just treads water for the moment.
All he has to do.
Had an option about 20 on his lateral side, but decides to go long. High.
Oh!
Out the back was Bauer, couldn't mark Wiedering. Was it paid? It was. Mansell almost ran away.
He
with
was
it.
running the goal then. But
It's
it's
a great
pretty-
mark from Jake
yeah.
Wiedering.
He's done it the first 2 quarters, and he probably has to do it again in this last quarter, Wiedering, to give them any hope of winning this game.
They can't concede another, I don't think.
No.
I don't know if they have 4 goals in them. So Camperali sends it down the wing. Numbers here with Richmond. Williams tried to cause a contest, did it well. Walsh sends it high. Miller in the box seat. One could mug on the second attempt. Good work from Evans. Tighten the forward 50. Kemp points to ground. Richmond stand up again.
Ooh,
led by their young Ben Miller.
I think he's injured. He's got cramp here.
Oh, dangerous kick is up and under. Has to cause a contest.
Oh,
Doherty
Doherty.
went up, couldn't mark. McIntosh got taken out there by Williams. Kicked it away somehow. Hewitt. Banks. Too hot there for short. Trying to dig it out of there somehow was Williams. Turned it over there. Doherty. Vossen was held.
Yeah.
He'll get the free.
Did that professionally there, Nick Vossen.
Tigers fans stand up, riding every bump. Slow it up here. So the Tigers here at halfback. Just tick under 10 minutes to go in this game. Long ball free kick's been ripped out by the umpire. And it's going to be going to Richmond. Free kick to Bauer. It's 11 points to the margin. It's only a 2-kick game, but if Richmond kick the next one... Oh, Bauer, a little bit of a dinky kick. He's turned it over to Cripps. Didn't have an option long, so he has to work it back to Camperali. Now McGovern through the guts. Dangerous kick. Cut off. Here go the Tigers. They can not get the knockout blow here. It's a 1-1. Haynes couldn't mark. Who can get there? Mansell can dribble it and goal it! They're up by 17 points. The game is almost done.
Another... They had to do it there, Carlton, with McGovern. It just... Oh, I just missed him.
This team was called to be not winning a game this year by many. They have a chance right now. They're in the box seat for the first win in their first game of the season. It was a right option, but another bad kick.
Yeah.
Haynes, another drop mark. Another opportunity, and Mansell out the back. We called it early in the game that Carlton got a lot of kick goals out the back. But Richmond have kicked a lot of them as well in this last second half.
You got to give it there to Tom Lynch there. All he had to do was make a contest, and he had the big contest against Wiedering, but he outbodied him, and he got the ball to ground.
De Koning got the kick out. Doherty tried to get it out of the socket away. They have to get the next one in the Blues. Cripps forward into Hewitt. Over the top, about to get shut down. Cottrell. Again, Richmond with the pressure. And Brown gets the free. Wasn't paid, in fact. Trainer. Over the top towards McIntosh. Cripps tries to body him out of it. Did it well. Hewitt spun past the tackler. Underground handball to Camperali. Pressure up by Mansell. Play on. Taranto, the trainer again. Up and under ball. Turned it over to Cowan.
Well, this is their moment here, Carlton. Nankervis is off. Tom De Koning's in the ruck. This is where they have to make their move.
Sard gives the handball forward to Doherty, who's a bit flat-footed. Kick towards half forward in Hollands. From outside 50. Probably too far out to score. A low dart to the top of the goal square. Did well there, Broad. Tapped away there, Kemp. Cottrell out the back towards De Koning. Wrapped up by Dow. Look at the tackle. Did it well. Spills out to Silvani. He's been sent forward. Tucked up in the pocket. Don't tell me. Jack Silvani out on the full.
No.
Or has he kicked it through from behind? I think it's a behind. He made me score a review here. Charlie Colonel up in the box right now. I'm going to tell you, I don't think he would have made much of a difference.
No, they're both the big defenders for Richmond who've been really good tonight.
Oh, I just mean the fact that Richmond's pressure's been too good,
Yeah.
but yeah. So umpire's calls a behind.
And
well,
yes, it is.
I mean,
Yes.
unless it's
Yeah,
sink
that
on the
is.
post. Yeah, it'll be a behind. Well, that's on the
Yeah, you can see it from that angle.
Yeah, that's a touch the post. So they'll be behind the Blues. That's not going to mean anything for them right now. They need goals. It is 16 points to the margin. The Tigers, at the moment, opportunity to get the first win of the season from absolutely nowhere. What are we doing? It's goal on the right side of the goal post. Point post.
The point. Let's get on with it. I can see it from here.
They did it sufficient intent. They didn't even think it. They didn't even know.
Okay.
16 points to the margin. 8 minutes to play. 80,000 supporters have packed into the MCG to see what could be one of the upsets of the year in Game 1 for both of these teams. So now Short sends it long towards the interchange bench, and good mark from DeConing. He's been one of the few good performers from Carlton all night. He sends it long, opportunity up, where's Silvani? 1-2, couldn't grab it on the third attempt. Kemp tucked up in the pocket, great pressure in from the Tigers. Akers fumbles, inside to Silvani, an opportunity, he'll get to the top of the goal square, in front, couldn't mark, Williams fighting, Cripps, opportunity for the captain, spills through, behind. Richmond are just up through all of it tonight.
Oh, they're loving it.
Desperation defence, this is what the premiership's brought.
They know how much this one's going to mean. They're doing it.
So Nick Vlosten tells everyone to go, I'm going long. High up and under ball. Wiedering's got his name written all over it. Couldn't mark at the back. They get through another hard fumble again. He breaks past the tackler. Gets onto his left boot. Woof. Inside the forward 50. Looking for a flyer, Mackay. Well, this simply has to go through the big sticks.
I just don't like their method going forward, though, Carlton. Like, is this going to really give them 3 goals?
I mean, it's been an issue for... Since they've been, for what, 10 years? Just bombing high and along.
It's not a great method, but it worked this time.
So Harry Mackay. He's kicked one tonight. An opportunity to keep his team alive. And he's hooked it to the right. It may be a Richmond night.
Accuracy.
They've yet to kick a goal in this last quarter, the Blues.
16 scoring shots to 22. Taking opportunities is everything.
So Brown goes down, up that wing once again. Wiedering keeps it in front of him. Good tackle from Campbell. Ball spills. Cripps, Walsh at the back to Chera. The inside kick, nice. It's up Doherty. He had Ollie Hollins on a handball. Decided he's just going to hold it up. Don't think there's time for that. He goes high again. Looking for a jumping mark from Silvani. They've chucked him forward in desperation. An opportunity for Jack Silvani to get the Blues within 10 points.
He's done all the effort down back tonight.
If he kicks this.
He's done everything down back tonight. But he's the only one who's attacking the ball in the last quarter and a bit.
He missed the whole of 2024 through injury. He's been moved back. They said go forward to kick us back in this game. And Jack Silvani keeps the Blues alive.
Who would have said that when they were up 40 by 41 points in halfway during the second quarter?
Well, the Blues, at this moment, it would have been an unlikely win if they get it from here.
Yeah, Vlosten needed to pay a bit more respect to him as well. Yeah, it's just...
Great mark from Jack Silvani.
Yeah, exactly.
Read that well. It wasn't a very good kick, I'm going to be honest. It's not much, I mean, Richmond probably should have done a little bit better there, but it was a really good grab. Well, the Tigers need to do one more big effort here. If they can take a couple of minutes out of the clock, the game will be done, but if the Blues can get a quick clearance, get it inside their forward 50, there's still every chance. They've had shots on goal. They've kicked 1 goal 5 this quarter. Back in the ruck we go. Nick Curtis gives away the free. It's going to go to DeConing. And DeConing wants to go. Gives off the hairball. They rebound. Inside the forward 50. Then Curtis gets back. Good spoil. Coming across there, they work it out through numbers here, the Tigers. Long handball from Taranto. They've got number out the wide here. It gets to him in green. He ducks past Sard. Not like the look of green. Inside kick. Good spoil from Hollands. And now the Blues can go on the rebound through Doherty. Usually a good user. Good decision maker. The kick. Turn for
That's a free kick.
Wasn't paid. Now Cripps. He stood up in the big moments before. Great tackle from Trainer.
Ooh.
This guy's been brilliant in this second half. He's had some big moments in this last quarter, Luke Trainer. That was
he tried to get for the free kick there.
Yeah, he got dropped
Brady Camp. Yeah.
DeConing, he's lifted in this second half. Hopper, up and under ball. Holland stands underneath it. Good mark. He'll want to drive it in once again. He should lower his eyes. He's not going to. He's going to set it up. Cripps in the box seat. Silvani almost grabbed it. Walsh breaks a tackle. Somehow got it out of there. Fogarty tapped it towards Motlop. Green sits on top of him. Did well there, Green. Scrambling defence. 4:24 left. Who wins it from here?
I still think Carlton do.
Cripps takes it out of the ruck. Step past the tackler. Got boot to ball. Went straight up and under to Coning. Spiked it forward. Who can get there? Mackay tries to get boot to ball. He did okay. Locked up. Did well. Banks. Fumble from Taranto. Over the top there from short. Back to Taranto. Goes to the clearing ball, but it's going to be coming back.
Just got to go. But look...
doesn't have a lot of options with
that's not a good kick.
Goes long. Dreadful kick. And Thomas now takes a breath.
You just got to slow it down here, Richmond. That's just not a good kick by McGovern. He's just had some horrible kicks tonight.
8 points to the margin. Nathan Broad has it at half-back. Short kick. It's okay. Flosson. These are the types of players you want to have the ball in these last few moments. Flosson's going to just have to go long now. He's looking for an Curvis to Lynch in this situation. DeConing got in front. He's been really good. Running after it, and it runs out of bounds. 3:24 left. Right now, this game's on a nice edge. Game 1 of the MCG. It's living up to the hype. From the ruck. Curvis got a high one. Umpire doesn't pay it. Umpire's put the whistle away in this last quarter. Did well there, Dow. He's been good. Gives it off to Hopper, who fumbles. He's going to have to go back and get it. Got it in the end. Ball spills back to Dow. They're working through numbers here, Richmond. McIntosh pull forward. In front is Haynes. Well, he's dropped a couple in this last quarter.
Wait, what?
Oh, he's got blood rule. Haynes has to come from the ground here, so Carlton will get it. Time for Richmond to just set up in the back 50.
This is probably the best result for Richmond, though.
So Lockie Cowan just making his way onto the ground here for Nick Haynes. It's 8 points to the margin. Adam Chera will have the footy. So umpire says time on. Here we go. Chera. He goes with a long ball just inside the forward 50 towards Mackay. Overrun it. Broad got a fist to it. Cottrell. Quick hands to Walsh. Jams on the boot. Up and under. Looking for the one-on-one. It's Silvani! Almost took the mark. Brown. Great composure from the kid. Touched it on the way out though. Went to ground. Was Lawler. Great play there from Richmond just to lock it up here with Taranto. Handball forward. They work it through. Campbell. And now the Tigers have numbers on the wing. Off they go. The kick forward. Came off the toenail, it looked like, and turned it over to Wiedering. Now the Blues, this is their opportunity. They pretty much have to score from this play to keep themselves alive. Sard missed the kick to Hollands. Dreadful kick.
He was wide open.
The Tigers want to go the outer way. They want to get the knockout blow. The kick had too much on it for Steely Green. And now Sard inside. Short little kick. Works it to Evans. They go with the switch play. They've got time. Akers takes it. Usually likes to go along with his disposal. Goes wide. What a weird kick. Miller locks it up. Should get a free kick, and he does.
That's not a good kick by Akers. There's no...
Some of the decision making from Carlton has been dreadful.
It's really shown how poor they're when they've gotten to high pressure moments in this game, how poorly they are.
So Ben Miller, he's been really good tonight. He tells everyone to go to the Shane Warne side. He goes high and long. 1, 2. Oh, Lynch almost stole it. Shearer to Camperali. On the boot, quickly up and under. Broad stand underneath it. What on there from Mackay. Doherty sends it long. It was touched. Fogarty, he heard that. Tapped it forward once and twice. Vlosten has a few options. Long handball. They don't have a few moments. Richmond. Oh, danger signs. Silvani inside. Give to Cripps. Feiner kick. Then gave it off out wide. The check side missed it. Cottrell.
That was not the moment. No, that was selfish. That was totally, utterly selfish. That's pathetic, and that's why they're going to lose this game, Carlton. That's pathetic.
There's a minute 15 left. Short. You know where he's going to go. Straight, high and long. Hoping for an Curvis. Mackay stands underneath it. He gets out the back to the number 1 pick and Lawler. The future. I don't know if he would have been expecting to win in round 1, but he's so close now. Mansell back to Lawler. What's he going to do? He goes inside to Ross. He's been brilliant tonight. He drives it long for about 80 out. Let's skip and roll.
It's going. It's going.
It's going. It's going. Off the ground. They're home. Seth Campbell on with the great celebration. Can you believe it? The Tigers are home. Anything is possible now. Get your lottery numbers in. The Tigers are home.
Oh my God! No one called this one. Unbelievable.
Credit where credit's due. The Tigers are going to win.
Unbelievable by that kid. That was beautiful by Jack Ross, because he knew that he just knew it.
The Richmond fans, I don't even know if the most diehard fan would have seen a win tonight, but they could go home happy. If anyone complains about this celebration, go die. What a celebration from Seth Campbell. You love to see it. The Tigers are home. Takani with a tap down. McIntosh tracks it. Cottrell goes to ground. Ball up inside the centre square.
From 41 points down to 13 points up with a 54-point turnaround.
Yeah, Curvis has the footy. What a leader he's been.
Oh my God.
It's been a win for the ages, CJ. Adam Uze, he only won 2 games last year. What a performance his team has put in front of him tonight. Turned it over now. Jack Ross, brilliant. Sends a high up and under ball towards Bauer. Almost grabbed it. Lynch breaks past the tackler. Handball at the back. They're working through numbers with Dow. To Hopper. Long handball. Crowd starting to thin out here. Blues fans would have been expecting a win. Haven't brought it tonight. Camperali keep his head up high though. But here we go, Tigers fans. A sound you'll be relishing. It's been the kids of the Tigers who have triumphed at the MCG on night 1 in Melbourne. What a performance. No one saw this coming. Well done. Who would have thought tonight Richmond would have been walking home with victors?
Nobody. From a team that was not expected to win a game by some to win the first game of the season. 41 points down halfway during the second quarter to go on and win.
Has there been a bigger victory since 2020's grand final? I don't know if there has been.
No, I don't think there has been.
Just said it on the commentary, they've kicked 12 of the last 14 goals in this match to turn it over a 55-point turnaround. I think it was 54. What a performance by the Tigers. Well, if you're a Carlton fan out there, I don't know what to say. This is a pretty dismal performance. They kind of got complacent.
Yeah, they did.
Tigers overran them. Well, who said this game would be boring? Not me. I said there was a chance. There was a hope. There was a glimmer. And the Yellow and Black Army will be singing this song for the rest of the night, I would imagine. Too bad it's Thursday night. I think there'll be a lot of Richmond fans calling in sick in the morning. We're from Tiger Yeah, and black. Oh, fucking hell. Will there be more numbers in the middle of the song than on the outside? Got thinking about it just now. There'll be a lot of them. Well, Richmond take on Port Adelaide next week. Carlton take on Hawthorn. Well, interesting signs ahead for both teams, but Richmond have come out victors in the end by 13 points. The final scores, the Tigers, first win of the season in their first game, 12-4-76 to the Blues, go down by 7 points. Oh, hang on, got that wrong. Oh, hang on, actually, before we end the stream, who gets 3-2-1 votes? I think Nankervis gets 3.
Yeah, Nankervis gets 3. Ross 2. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd give it to Taranto, to be honest. I'd give Taranto the 2. I think he was brilliant at stoppage tonight. I'd give Ross
Jack
the
Ross
1.
Yeah.
I think that's what you go.
Yeah.
Even though DeConing was the best for the Blues, I can't give a vote after that.
No.
12 of the last 14 goals. I don't think your team gets a vote. All right, guys. So 3 votes gone to Toby Nankervis, 2 votes to Tim Taranto, 1 vote to Jack Ross. We happy with that?
Yeah.
All right. There we go, guys. We'll end the stream. There's the final scores. 13-4, 82 the Tigers. They beat the Blues 9-15, 69. All right, guys. Thanks for joining the stream. What a performance by the Tigers. We'll be back next Thursday for the